And we're live. Hello there. Hopefully this time the old Brewster's microphone should be working. You hear me?
I can hear you in my ears and in my other ears.
How many sets of ears you got?
4. But I can hear you in my headphones and through my normal ears too.
Good. Good. My opinions are that important.
Are we showing the game again behind us?
I forgot about that.
No, big round.
What a big round by.
I
Now,
haven't seen the team yet.
neither have I. Let's discuss it.
You
Oh,
actually seen it? No.
No.
I was just in the talks for the whole way here thinking, right, well, they still get the team and started chatting shite the whole way up the road.
You did have about 4 days travel to get here. That explains why you're late. Isn't that right? You helped me along. Let's have a look at us. Me and you.
How many fans have we got?
We Mucker Joe. Mucker Joe. You hear me?
Mucker Joe.
You're going to hear us.
You hear me? Mucker Joe.
3 times now. You're going to hear us.
You hear me? Mucker Joe.
3 times now. You're going to hear us.
You hear me? Mucker Joe.
3 times now. You're going to hear us.
You hear me? Mucker Joe.
3 times now. You're going to hear us.
You hear me? Mucker Joe.
3 times now. You're going to hear us.
You hear me? Mucker Joe.
But I can't hear you.
That's right. You don't need to.
That's good. Said you getting told to shut up?
Not at all. 2 watchers. Get liking and subscribing, folks. There's a wee like to get you started off.
We have so many fans.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But one of us is watching, isn't it? Or we're watching, aren't we?
No. We're basically the Beatles.
We're 50% of our fan base.
So can you only hear me because I'm speaking beside you?
Yeah, and I've got ears, but I can't hear you through my headset. But I can hear myself through it. I can hear it coming through.
Hello there. I can hear me. Can you hear you?
Yeah, perfect. Then. That's what you want, isn't it? I don't want to hear
Can
you.
you
But I
hear
want to hear
me?
me. Right?
You need to hear me because we need to speak.
No, but I can hear you fine. But
Right.
not through the mic. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
fine. So you
Right,
need to.
good. Right, get the team up there because
Just everybody, anybody who's watching, just doesn't need to hear you at all. We turn that off, give them.
I turn it off.
It's a wee bit far away from you. It's supposed to be a professional outfit here. Although this is upside down.
What means upside down?
Right, so what to do? It's not really upside down. It's a bit loud. So what we need to do, I'll Markster, while we're waiting, is you need to say something while I'm doing this, to keep the
Get
engagement
the team
going.
up so we can discuss the team. I'll get it up. Waiting about 2 weeks on you.
I can hear myself like twice. Can you hear yourself echoey?
No, perfect.
Perfect. Let me see. Wait, no,
Don't
need
fucking
to.
touch it. It's perfect.
Don't need to buy. Right, hold on. By 25.5.
You just turn me off.
Turned you down. Not for the first time, by. Right, now listen. Speak.
Are you getting on?
What happened there? You
Nothing.
can't hear yourself
I hear
now?
myself now.
Right, now I bet you can hear yourself loads now. Can you hear
Oh,
you?
you getting no? You fucked it, haven't you?
No, it should be alright. Or maybe that's me.
I'm actually getting this in Sky Sports. Gary Neville going, you fucking hear me or what?
That'll be terrible language from him.
Yeah, I'm going to swear on this. They're a very strong team.
Put the limiter on here for when we're screaming for all the goals.
Why can't, that's back on now. You turn me down? It's not the same as it was.
Is it? What about
Aye, that's it. Fixed. You didn't do it, did you?
now?
No, it's grand. Right, team.
Genuinely turned my own mic off and went, how's that? And you went, oh, it's fixed.
Right, pick your team, Bruce.
Yeah,
See
mate.
how close you get to the team that it's actually coming up here.
The team who, oh, right, okay. I see what you're going for there. Let me see, hold on. I just do a wee couple of wee bippity boops and a wee bap and a wee ham and a wee bippity bap. And we also need to see,
The Cavani header was delicious.
have a look here and see all the 9,000 people that's watching along with us. Hold on. We've got three watching.
3 punters.
Whoever's here, grab a set of plums and make a wee comment there in the chat.
And we're watching ourselves too. So we'll get 2 plus us.
You don't really count that because then when they're on the pitch.
Forgot to give us a tan this week.
Oh, do you want a tan?
Stick a tan on me.
I'll give you a tan right now. You hold her, I'll give you a tan. You black and tan. I don't even know what that is.
Paul Scholes, he's a man. He's a man that just looks ripping
What colour do you
at all times.
Is
Just
that tannish?
um,
You like that? Like that, do you?
maybe do it a wee bit more.
I'll turn you blue.
No, that'll do early. Perfect.
Pick up on you. How are you looking? Half decent.
Right, so the team, get your team. It's not what I would expect actually, but
Right, what do you call him? Lee Grant, Nets.
no,
Taibi, Nets.
no. I was watching a thing about him the other day. It's a good fella actually.
De Gea.
Yep.
Hold on, I can't speak unless we've got these on. We need somebody to let us know actually whether they can hear us like individually this time. I
start
think
this
I've got
again.
it fixed. Huh?
Just leave it. I think it's grand.
Well, you're not listening. Anyway, right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, obviously.
Yep.
Two centre backs. Oh, we'll have suspensions, don't we?
Yep. Which are
Mag-
nonsense. as well.
Maguire's suspended.
Yep.
Vic's playing,
Yep.
and was Bay back? Ooh,
Bay is fit actually. I think yeah.
but he's not playing.
Not playing.
So we've got Vic, and who else do you think as he's put in at the back? It's got to be. I don't. Is he going to? It has to be Tuanzebe, but a little a wee what you call it? A little
Saxophone.
Joker card might be in there. You might have a wee Matic or a wee McTominay, a wee dopey one.
No,
It's Tuanzebe.
it's Axel.
Okay, left back Telles.
Yep. Because Shaw's suspended.
Centre midfield Scott.
Nope. Scott's suspended.
Oh, yeah. The man,
Which is nonsense as well. Which we'll need to get on to as well.
Matic.
Yeah, Matic is in the base of the diamond according to the app.
Not gonna play Pogba. Pogba's not there. He's definitely playing Bruno. Bruno's in the team.
Bruno, yep, top of the diamond.
So he's got Matic and he's got Fred.
Yep.
Okay,
Fred's is his normal left.
Matic and
left
Fred.
CM.
And Bruno up top. He's got Greenwood up top by himself.
Nope.
Greenwood's not playing.
Playing a diamond. Greenwood is playing, but not.
Oh, right. So there's no Donny's playing then.
No. Right. So it's the Gea and Nets, Wan-Bissaka,
You may as well just go home.
Victor.
But don't tell
Telles.
me. Don't tell me. No. So you've got
Right. So
you've
we're
got
looking.
Rashford and Mason
You've
up
got the
top.
base of the diamond, right?
Rashford and Mason up top.
No.
Rashford's not playing.
No.
So flip me. So Mata's playing.
No.
James.
No.
What?
No, that Uruguayan boy will have. Long
Like
hair.
Cavani. I didn't
Aye.
think he would. I really didn't. I thought he'd be on the bench.
No.
There's no way he's playing. Right. Okay.
So
So Greenwood and Cavani, and then Scott's not playing. Paul's not playing. Donny's not playing, and Mata's not playing.
that's correct.
Let me. Who else have we got? In midfield, you said Dan James isn't playing.
No, Dan's not playing.
Oh, is it a wee young'un? A wee youngster?
No. Don't clue. Like he's a big player. Like
Not Paul Pogba. You
It is
said he's
Paul.
not. I said Paul
no,
Pogba.
you said Paul's not playing. I didn't say anything.
You did.
I literally didn't say anything, and you went, "Oh, mustn't be playing that." So we'll have Matic at the base of the diamond, Pogba and Fred midfield, RCM, LCM, and then Bruno at the top of the diamond, Greenwood and Cavani up front.
We've got one person watching, 2 likes. It was up to about 4 or 5, and then it stopped.
Aye, very strong team for a game that should be put to bed before the end of the first half.
It is a bit of a strong team.
Very strong team. You would have thought Bruno would have finally got his rest. He just doesn't trust the team without him. Even though he's been a passenger the last couple of games, well, obviously he was influential in that third goal. Our
Right.
second goal, sorry, the goal that put us ahead on Sunday, but
Look at his beard.
he's
That's
he
shocking.
probably should have nicked that down to the wood, shouldn't he? For Smalling, like.
Definitely. What is the point of that?
Reckon he can grow a beard, young Ollie.
Is he 12? Like,
No, he's
has he?
definitely not
Did he
12.
stop like at 12 years old?
But you remember how
That-
young he was when he played? Like when he played for us, 'cause
Yeah.
he retired in 2007. And what was the last shirt that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ever wore for United?
It's the Vodafone one,
Nope.
the one with Van Nistelrooy. Where? Not that one.
And this Roy
The red one.
didn't
with the,
wear it.
with
No.
the tick. No, that's Rooney. I'm thinking of. Welcome to the Granada Watchalong. I'm a Granada fan. This is the United fan.
Granada CF.
Felt it wrong. Backwards.
Oh, so we get flipped, do we?
And we do get flipped. Oh, well, I don't know why, because it's showing us we're on the right side, but that's flipped.
Mm.
Who knows?
Like your shirt, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the better classic ones I've seen.
Makes me a better fan.
What year is that from?
1904.
Exactly.
One viewer again. Where
Is that the boy that was the what do you call him? Is it Kennedy? Or something?
Canada,
Yeah, he likes how he
on
smash
loan?
the ball.
He's on loan from Chelsea.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
What is he?
Mid-20s.
Why in loan from
Complete
Chelsea in
shot
the
in the dark.
mid-20s? He'd make you a fucking Lingard.
Do you know what Chelsea do to their players?
I know, but like it's so like what's the point in having a 25-year-old loanee? I know Lingard, we've had that at the minute. That's an isolated case, like.
He's
But
not 25.
well, we said mid-20s.
He's 18.
So what age is he?
Lingard's like 27.
No, Lingard's 28, is he not? I'm talking about this
27.
guy.
I think he's
What's the point in having a 25-year-old punter on
because
loan?
basically what they've done is they've swept up so many players that they can't physically play them at all. So
How would
they
you can
loan them
physically
out.
sell them instead of having to send them to
Yeah, but I think you know what happened with Salah and De Bruyne. Got rid of them.
some classic Mourinho master classes?
Got rid of them, and now they're the two best players in the league. So I think they're probably scared of doing that.
Oh, well, that's fair enough, to be fair. So what happened to De Bruyne? Went to Wolfsburg, didn't he? Or was it Werder Bremen? He was shipped. No, it was Wolfsburg. He was shipped off to Wolfsburg, and
Yeah,
then
he played well.
then City were like, "Here, we'll take a punt on this guy," and he's absolutely superb.
So they do
Did
what
you watch the
they've-
game last night?
Who was playing?
Dortmund and City.
No, what's the Northern Ireland Ukraine game the night before?
The Birds.
Yeah.
I heard there's some serious tackling going on in that game. As if that's meant to be surprising, but my dad made a comment about it. He was like, the tackles were mad.
I thought that was a play on words. Tackle.
Hey, ooh.
Not allowed to say that.
It does my head in when they do this. They're trying to show us like the history of the club in Europe, and it's all Champions League, and we're not in the right competition. Why's your wife ringing you, bird?
Because she's,
I'll answer it.
Because she's locked in the cupboard.
I'll answer it.
Be right back. You keep all one of us entertained.
Have you fed her today?
You keep yourself entertained. Can you do that?
Or is it us watching us? Because if there's a viewer out there, I've got a couple of jokes for him or her.
While I'm away. It's just us. That's us watching us.
Right, I better text some fans here quick. We 1-0 Granada. Yeah.
What I'm doing here is
Let's turn ourselves off so we're not watching ourselves. Let me see what it looks like from the fan side. Maybe we should start getting merch.
definitely time to invest.
Tough to get the orders fulfilled, especially the worldwide ones when we're practicing them.
Did they?
Well, You do. Don't forget to talk, he says. I've got 0 viewers, so I don't need to speak. I'm going to sit here in a nice bit of silence. All right, Bride? What are you doing anyway? You making me a tonic water and fruit? In a cup? What's wrong with it? It doesn't rattle. Is it tin of Diet Coke on a rattle? Bradley's way to ask permission if he's allowed to do this tonight. His wife's upstairs. People watching, how's it going, folks? Get some comments in there so we can chat these. So absolutely nothing to say. I watch Alberts and think, somebody's getting paid to make these things. I don't mean to be like, oh, right, so Alberts are shy, but like honestly, like imagine watching Albert and going, fuck, I might buy that. Don't say it. To be fair, it's a Moonpig advert, and it reminded me that I need to buy a fucking Moonpig card. Interesting. There's Domino's. I'll probably buy a Domino's soon too. Is it going to fall to be an Arsenal fan tonight? We go playing in Prague when you're shite as well. No good players. De Gea must be raging he's playing this game because he knows. Oh, Paul Pogba, captain. Good man yourself. Remember Mourinho absolutely banned him from being captain. So he'd never play for the club again or captain the club again. There he is, captain, buzzing. Granada kid is lovely. No, it's still with Paul Pogba's the captain, which I think is very interesting. I was thinking earlier on, I was brushing my teeth and I was going, right, who's going to be captain? Probably Bruno. And I was thinking Paul, but then obviously remember Mourinho said he'd never captain the club again. Obviously he's now gone, but it's good to see him with the armband on again. Means he's getting a new contract, maybe he's staying, he's going to win the treble again. Remember Brandon Williams used to play for us? James, just me. He's away. I don't know what he's doing, making dinners or something, or doing a bit of DIY around the house or something like that. And he decided to do that, in the middle of the stream there. So just be myself. You like get no nonsense tonight. Fred's shit. Victor's class. You do like you hate Fred and love Vic.
I don't hate Fred.
You don't hate Fred.
I love Fred.
You love Fred. Do you?
Yeah, I shouldn't. Most people don't like him.
When was the last time you got a prediction right? About a player?
Enough. The best player in the whole entire world.
Right, Brady, what do you think of that stadium? What do you think's different about the stadium?
Not yet. Keep that in the back, skyrocket. So who have we got here?
Hopefully Victor gets yellow card early doors here so he can't play in the semi-final.
You want to keep him for the final. Smart. You don't want him getting sent off. Yeah,
It gets
smart.
reset, doesn't it, next round? See, I'm used to Champions League rules. Not that it matters to us much anymore, but that's a solid team. It's surprisingly strong.
Too
So
solid?
therefore, what's going to happen is we're probably going to fucking struggle. And I haven't got the patience tonight to be under pressure. So I want a goal in the first 22 minutes. No sooner, no later.
I think Ollie's going to absolutely Mourinho the life out of this. We're
Not
going
with
to
that team. He's playing, if according to the UEFA team sheet and the United.
Did you say not with that team?
Yeah.
Have you seen the quality of the people on the bus that Mourinho has parked all through his career?
No, but I'm talking about the
Park bloody
attacking.
Ronaldo on a
No,
bus.
but the attacking players in the pitch. He's playing Pogba and Bruno
Oh, wow.
and Mason and Cavani and Bruno.
Yeah. Jose's parked a much more attacking team than that in the past.
Who the fuck is Will Fish? Will Fish.
You don't know Will Fish.
You don't know Will Fish?
If
Will
you ask-
Fish. Is something Martial on the bench? I missed that.
Let's see. If you ask him if he wants to go and sort of catch those water-based animals,
Iron Slabber there. I can't read
you know
that.
what he'd tell you?
Why is your eyesight better than mine? I don't think is that right?
You can't read that.
I can just about read that.
Aaron Moore says team lacks pace. Mark stop swearing. Aaron, what's the sound situation like so you can hear us independently this time?
Great young player, recently signed new contract. You see if Will Fish burgled Aaron Moore's house this evening, he wouldn't even know who he was.
Probably because he'd be wearing a balaclava.
No, he'd just be walking in, I'm Will Fish, and he'd be like, who's that? Great young player, plenty of potential. Never see him again.
There's Orlando Bloom getting in nice and early. I really like that kit,
That's what I said too.
that Granada kit.
Lovely kid.
That's class.
Nice and simple.
You know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like the All Blacks
Mm. But it's black, isn't
because
it?
it's all black.
Aye.
Yeah. See what they went for there.
No, you know, yeah, we didn't discuss kits as well, but
But you
there's
see what the problem is now. What he's done with the seats and changing the colour. Our players won't be able to see their players now. Cavani doesn't know where he is now in the pitch.
It is funny, but like, because I think it was 25 years to the day from the the thing that Thurgy did. But it makes sense, though, doesn't it?
Does or it doesn't? It
Is
sounds.
that Soldado?
Yes, that's Roberto Soldado. He's in the thumbnail. You tit.
Is he?
Do you know that thumbnail that we both
what?
say? The thumbnail.
The num what?
The numbdale.
The num from Dumdale? Aye.
Oh, James. See, that's why, James. That's why you're a moderator, big son.
What's he saying?
Start the timer.
See your boy Kennedy? Is that him over? No, it is. Aye. He's a threat, isn't he? But the only threat he has is a long range shot, really. Like, do you know what I mean? So. Careful. Manya.
Whoa.
Where do we go, Fred? Factor sorts it out, as you would say.
Where does Nemanja come from?
What?
Where does Nemanja come from?
The fucking Murdy as well.
That's terrible. And I swear, and that's what you get.
Alex.
Good shout, James. We sorted it there. It's getting a wee bit dark.
Dark?
A bit dark. So I think we need to. I'll go and turn off the tan for our true complexions.
That tan's lovely. I'm looking a couple of stills out of this for a profile photo.
A bit closer to you, unfortunately.
Might closer to me.
Because the light hits me better, and everybody's here to see my face. They're not even watching the football.
Lovely eyes, Arbrid. Look into his eyes.
Look at my eyes, the eyes. Don't look around the eyes. 4 viewers. There better be 4 subscribers. Oh, we've got more than 4 subscribers.
7 subscribers
7 now.
now.
Oh,
We're literally taking over the world.
yeah.
I haven't seen it in this game yet.
Haven't missed much, to be fair.
Mm.
Will Fish has been warming up. He's got his rod out.
Do you think doing this every game day will ruin our watching ability, or do you think it'll get better?
No, I think actually it'll reinforce how much we actually watch the match. Because I've found myself over the last 2 months sort of watching our matches, like not even like focusing my eyes on it,
Yeah.
just sort of generally watching it and then like glancing over, just outside and see if there's anything more interesting going on outside. So I think if we've got to actually talk about it, we might watch it a bit more.
Yeah, I think that's that. Well, what I've noticed is obviously because we can't watch it together. Well, we couldn't watch it together anymore, and then you can't go to the bar to watch it. There's, you ended up being on your phone texting people about it rather than actually watching it.
No, I didn't. I was watching it, mate. I'm true
Well,
United fan.
you're on FaceTime to me doing the dishes.
Oh, see, Victor was there. See, you name me another centre back in the world that would have been there at that point. Can you?
Edis Bramble.
Oh,
Go on ahead, Edison.
Edison plays it in.
Mason.
Mason wasn't alive to it there a wee bit early, I think.
No,
Maybe
the ball
from
wasn't a
Edison.
good ball.
Wasn't a great ball.
No, we blame
Poor
him.
from both sides.
No, Cavani gets the blame there.
Edison does take it a wee bit too early, but I think Mason runs too central. But no, poor ball. Blame Ed. Big Ed first. Big Fridge.
Bruno's to a goal promoting play, isn't he?
How long's it been when he scores last one?
Oh, Christ, good question. Remember his absolute wonder goal against Everton? He scored since then, promoting play.
From against Everton?
Well,
Wasn't that his second goal?
Oh, that was
The
like
first goal was the penalty.
no, that was last season.
Oh, you mean this season?
Yeah. His first goal against Everton was all right. Like it was. Remember the one where he done the Cantona nearly, sort of looped into the top corner, and then we fucking drew it 3-each or 2-each or whatever it was, 3-each it was. That was the result that hurt me the most this season so far.
I think that's probably his best goal for us.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Like.
Every aspect about
Remember the
that
one
goal.
against Brighton where the 11 passes and he's
Oh,
get
yes!
in.
Big
Come
hit,
on,
big
son,
hit.
what a finish! Who was the
Absolutely
assist there?
sorts it. What?
I missed the assist there because I was too busy thinking about fucking the Everton game with drew 3-each.
Don't see it. I don't know. There's Victor. I bet it was Victor.
It might have been. Looks like it was Paul.
No, it was Paul.
No, that's that done. Right.
That
See you later, folks.
no, that goal changes absolutely nothing.
Well.
What does it change? There he is, big man. Be a
What
shame when he
does
goes.
change is that we're not going to go to extra time.
It'll be a shame when he goes back to filming the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
Oh,
pretty lame all around, but just lovely to see it going.
no, it was. Paul puts it in a dangerous area, and he was, what do you
But like
expect?
against a decent team, you wouldn't be getting that. Look at your man.
Vallejo used to play for Sociedad.
Did he? Yeah.
We did a FIFA. Anonymous 1690 says, "Give us a dab, Mark Downey."
What's the name?
Anonymous 1690. Well, Anon 1690.
1690. It's prerogative.
Pardon? What?
Is it prerogative?
Prerogative?
No, you don't know prerogative. Doesn't matter.
A person called Prerogative?
No.
You know somebody
yeah,
called
but
Prerogative?
it's not because I realised that I would never ever send that person something like this. A dab. Worry about it.
James Donnelly wants to know, is the Cantona top going to make an appearance on the stream?
Absolutely, I'm saving it for the Europa League final.
Which we're a cert to get into. Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Big Dave knew it was going wide.
I'm saving it for the Europa League final. I can't wait to wear it. It's beautiful too.
All right.
It's beautiful. I take it out of the drawer every now and again. Just go, oh, it's lovely. So it is. Put it straight back in.
Into your drawers?
Hmm?
You better wash it before you bring it here. You
Ooh.
keep it in your drawers.
Ooh. He's making a joke like down my trunks. Maybe I didn't get that. No, it's beautiful.
Jordan Hopwell says, "Where's old Van de Beek?
What can you tell us?
He was supposed to be here, but he, didn't show up. He's on the beak.
He's been outsourced to us, to United Fan TV. Looking at job.
It's UTD Fan TV, mate.
Is it on?
It is. It's not United Fan TV. 6 viewers. We better have. I can't use that little saying now.
There's
Six
people that are watching this that could get away with not subscribing because we don't know.
Yeah, but I can't
we're-
say 6 viewers. We don't have. Why is there not 6 subscribers?
What's the record viewership? 7, isn't it?
7.
7. So we get the 8 tonight. We'll do
Yeah.
something special.
So if you're not watching,
TBC.
if you're not
If you're not
watching, turn on
watching,
the
watch
stream. So tell us what's happening in the match.
We're in complete control from what I can see.
Do you think the match is absolutely dead to the world now, and we should probably start playing
Yeah.
a bit of solitaire or something?
FIFA maybe even. Just
Get some FIFA on the go, yeah. Oh, the big man, paracetamol addicts back.
What a
Update
bit-
your score. It's giving me a headache.
very good.
Whoever paracetamol addict in is
Any
man of the match every game.
any excuse to get some paracetamol in you like. Oh,
Aaron Moore enjoyed it. Absolutely loved it.
Armour doing LOLs, is he?
Nah, that's he's not that old.
What age is that person we're talking about? He must be in his 40s now, is he?
I don't want to give it away. They maybe make an appearance on this channel one day.
No, I don't know if he had the balls. That is a lovely kit. You know what I was saying last week? I don't want to go into a kit discussion really, but we have shit kits.
It's terrible language.
And
Big Victor sorts it out. See, that's as good as it goes. See, he sorts it out
good
again.
man yourself, corner. Do you ever get jealous of other teams' kits and go, that's lovely? and think, why
I
couldn't
do
we?
think Victor would look lovely in that kit. Definitely,
I wish
like
you would sign for them.
I would. Which would you swap our home kit for that black kit? I know you've got if taken away the red side of things. Like
I think that
if you take
kit,
away United
yeah,
red,
yeah.
would you swap the kit?
And then this this season's kit
That
for
our
their
kit that we're wearing right now,
so direct swap.
direct swap.
Yeah.
Forget about the red thing.
I take it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Holy shit.
Victor shorts. I really don't like this season's kit, the red one. It's purple.
You keep talking about it being the wrong color, but that it's I like it. I like the idea behind it. I understand it.
What do you understand about it?
Well, they've put the colors of the badge throughout the, embroidered through the jersey, not like so the badge and the club colors are coming through. I love this kit from this year. I think it's lovely. The zebra kit is shocking, but I didn't buy that red, and I wouldn't buy the red. I'm looking forward to a new red one already.
I think they should have. You see the undershirts that they wear, which is just a classic red. I think they should have. You shouldn't be allowed to wear the sort of classic red
Underneath
undershirt.
it, yeah.
It should be the exact same
Yeah,
style
yeah.
because it makes it look ridiculous. Like I think Mason's wearing it.
Yeah, especially a long sleeve one.
Yeah. So they've got a
Like
short.
Victor's got it on there.
They've got like a short sleeve actual top,
Yeah,
and then the undergarment there is a different color, and then like Axel is wearing it.
But you called it earlier. You got it right. It literally is a pink shirt
It is pink, yeah. It's
from a distance on the TV. But if you have it on, or if you see it in the shop, or you see it,
yeah.
it's red. But it's like right there and then. I think that's more pink than it is red. And I don't like that. It should be a deep red, a deep crimson. It should be that
Do
real.
you know what I'd like to have seen them do with it? Is potentially make it like a third or an auxiliary kit, and then sort of step it up a wee bit more to go that style, and then just keep a red kit. You know what I mean? Make like a purple kit
Aye,
and have the red kit as well.
like you're saying, if they're going to make it purple, make it purple.
If they're
And
going to make a
it
black
another
and
one
white zebra kit, I'm sure you can make
don't
a
even
purple.
like it. I know it's all about.
Ew! 8
Holy
years.
shit! 8 years, Christ Almighty! Get the comments in.
Whoever
lads.
is the he's away.
Oh no. Well, the next target's 9 now. No, I know what you mean though. Good point. Well made, Brood.
Jordan Hopwell says, "Very old man can't even walk."
He's chatting about Aaron.
I think he's talking about Aaron. I don't think he's talking about Van
The
der
only
Beek.
person that I know
Not
is that
that
old.
old. Anon 1690 says, "What's the best / worst kit in recent seasons?"
Zebra kit, hands down, will never be beaten by a kit that's worse. And I would challenge anybody to get me a worse kit. I know you've got the grey and the bullshit ones from before, but see that Zebra one this season? It's really embarrassing. Like I actually do get embarrassed thinking that people from different countries and people, at different teams have to look at it and watch it, and it represents us, and I hate it. I know it's a wee bit sort of direct and all, but I hate it. It's disgusting.
I agree. I don't like the kit, but I'm a little bit less venomous.
No, I'm poisonous about it.
But what I think is, and I think I might be inside feeling the same sort of way. However, what I think is potentially in 10, 20 years, that kit might be nice. I think that might be like one of the retro ones people look back on and go, "Do you know what? That was nice."
Perhaps.
So we just want to get that on record.
Yeah, well,
now.
that's true. Well,
Yeah.
you could be right about that.
Yeah.
I mean, because the blue and the blue and white one, like the lightning. I can't remember. Was it late 80s? Was it?
Yeah, it's like a real. Are you talking about the blue and the white sort of?
Like sort of like
Umbro?
explosion-y looking things.
Umbro one?
Aye, and the red badge.
Yeah,
That's
beautiful kit.
whenever that kit came out,
Stunning.
I'd read that there was real, negativity towards it.
8 years again.
And then 7. Every time I look around, it goes to 7. No, there was real negativity about that kit when it came out. Obviously, similar to what I've just done, and then now it's everybody wants it and God's got it.
I think
which is true. But you see the away kit thing or the third kit thing. The idea is, you can be a bit out there. You don't only have to wear it maybe 15% of the time.
But see, along the same lines as I actually thought when you first said that, I thought the blue kit you were talking about was the the solid blue one. It was like a darkish blue. I think Saha, like sort of.
Oh, you talking about the navy with the white lines?
I think it was it Vodafone?
Yeah, it was Vodafone at a white collar.
Yeah,
and it was
like
it wee like
that
faint white
one.
lines and sharp view cam.
I think that one's nicer now than what it was.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
think you don't want to see United wearing a blue kit, especially in the Man City era where they've
yeah.
actually become a real club.
But in
But
this, but in
looking
the
back,
sorry, go ahead.
but just looking back, they're probably nicer. Let me see. Now the next chat, Aaron says, "Have you seen the leaked team viewer kits for next year?" I haven't seen the leaked ones. I've seen the logo, and they've taken out the blue of it, which is obviously needed to happen. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I've seen the league kits, and my whenever I first heard the news about Team Viewer, my first instinct was right. That's less than Chevrolet paid us, but then it's actually over a shorter period of time
It's still
as well.
less.
So it's actually probably even itself out a wee bit. So we're still the powerhouse when it comes to sponsorships, which is good. Any massive companies out there watching this, if oh Christ, we're down to 6. Any massive companies out there want to put a big bid in, but no, I was worried about the logo, thinking what's it going to look like on a shirt.
Well, now that you say that, Anon 1690 asks, "Will Higher IQ sponsor next season's kit?"
You'd have to ask
I
them.
think you've missed the boat there with Higher or TeamViewer. I think they've just nipped in front
Yeah,
of you.
Harakiri are up against them.
Whoever Anon 1690 is just a couple of weeks too late for that.
Yeah, because I was involved. That company you mentioned were involved in the tender process. But to answer Aaron's question, right? The red kit is just a red kit, nice plain, nice crimson color, right? Team Viewer white. The away kit's a blue. Did I send you the photo of Rashford wearing it? It's like a play on that kit we just discussed, the blue, white, explosiony sort of things.
Yeah.
And they've got the retro Adidas rather than the
Oh, I thought that was just a
concept
concept.
kit. No, no,
Is that
that's
confirmed?
apparently a leak. But then there was another thing that was brought out that was like a more realistic leak, and it's basically red, blue, and is it Aaron? Is it yellow? I can't remember the
I'd love a
alternative
yellow
kit.
kit. I'd love a yellow kit.
I can't remember what it is actually. Come to think of it,
Do you like a yellow kit?
but do you know what I'm looking forward to? Getting rid of Chevrolet off the shirt.
Get it out. Like Aaron sorts. I think we should probably mention that there's football actually on. But yeah, kit wise, that all sounds good. Aaron says pink question mark expletive deleted. I think you boys need a new TV. We're not saying that it is literally pink like the pink kit will have, but there's like a purpley pinky tinge to it,
If it
and
was a
you can
crossbreed
tell
dog,
by the contrast of the long sleeved undershirts that they've got that it's not red.
yeah. I think as well, whenever they get sweaty as well, it gets even pinker.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you look at it 65 minutes, Aaron, you'll see pink all over your screen, and you'll be straight down to Curry's getting new TV.
See, to be fair, Darren, if you look at no, it's red now. If you look at the FedEx and the boards, it sort of turns a wee bit, but
Then FedEx is pink, is it not?
no, it's red. There's Arsenal with a goal, an away goal there. That's put them in a very strong position. They get one more. They're pretty much through. Jordan says scared him off. I think he's referring to our 8th viewer. Doesn't matter. We're happy enough. That's our record high. Aaron Moore says the snake kit, actual pink kit? Question mark. Those are both recent tops that are worse than our stripy top. I really disagree in the strongest possible terms. I really like that pink top.
You do like it?
I love that pink
And
top.
also, when you got your daughter, it with a play on Zlatan, it was very
Zlatan-y.
good, and it was handy because you
Yeah.
had a daughter, pink, United,
So it's safe to say
Zlatan.
Aaron is just factually incorrect with that opinion. Sorry about that.
However, the snake, but also
Although to give Aaron his credit here, he says, Brad, it'll be an absolute classic. I added the word absolute there. I think he's referring to the zebra kit in the near future.
potentially, I also do believe that the pink kit will be a
Yes, 100%.
fashion, like a retro. Everybody will want it, hard to get. Because going back on your point, which you mentioned about the navy with the stripe, I was actually chatting to a guy who sells retro shirts, and I was looking to actually buy one, like I told you before you got me one, and I'd asked him about that one because it's something that's so unusual, I think. And what he said to me was, it's so popular now that you can't get them, and it also ties into the fact that nobody bought them. That's why they're so hard to get their hands on. So the pink and the zebra will be in the same boat. But see the snakeskin one, I don't mind the snakes because from a distance it just like looks like a gold kit.
I'm not sure that I'm not sure that's going to be a thing with the zebra kit. because I think it sold very
Well,
well. I
people are
don't think
buying
that's
it.
really going to
People are
happen.
buying it because it's outrageous, and which is fair enough. But it's
No,
it's just disgusting.
I think people have a bit more. Oh, I think people have a bit more money to spend on things like kits nowadays.
Mhm.
Where if you were like him in hand back in the day, you probably wouldn't have bought it. But I think there's a lot more people now that would buy all the kits every year than back then. So I think there'll be a lot of the zebra kit floating about in the future. But I do think it will be looked upon probably more in a more glowing terms than what it is looked upon at the minute.
Yeah,
Well said.
well said. Myself, um, yeah, just zebra kits disgusting, boys. Sorry.
I don't think it's disgusting. I think that's a bit harsh.
But seeing your point about people have more money to buy kits, it's true. But, well, not that more money, but I,
I didn't say more money. I said more sort of expendable.
yeah, well,
Like
yeah,
sort
fair
of.
enough. So I bought my first United kit since the last United kit that I bought and owned was. Do you remember the Nike one with the black Victory V?
No way.
Yeah, swear to God, I hadn't owned one since that.
Is that
It took a lockdown to be stuck in the house.
was that before
It was
the tartan kit? Remember Fergie's last one with Van Persie wears it?
yeah, there was a couple of seasons
Was
for
it
that.
a couple of seasons before?
Like Michael Owen
He
wore
didn't
that,
win.
not wore that, no.
That's
Tevez
right.
and
That's right. And Giggs, I can remember
Mhm.
Giggs wearing it.
and remember the black one with the blue V.
That's a very rare top.
Mm.
I think you probably do well to get one of those.
That kit, particularly the blue one, reminds me of Vidic.
Healthy.
Um,
Orlando Bloom there should have done better. I don't like. What do you think about the font?
it's only is it that font for Premier League and or
I'm
it's
not
just
sure.
European,
I actually think it's just European, but
isn't it?
I think you'd notice it more. They've always done that sort of, haven't they? They've put a wee tweak to the European kits. Like
Yeah.
what did they used to do? They changed the socks. Remember they had the red, white, and then they changed. Was it the shorts? Yes.
No, so
It was a black and white, and they put the black on when they were playing in Europe, and the white or whatever, whichever it was.
yeah, so United kit in domestic competitions is what we're seeing right now, which is red shirt, white shorts, black socks.
But they used to change it in Europe.
So, but the European kit is red, white, white.
Yeah, so that was the white socks. Yeah. I remember
It's
that
offside, isn't it?
because they're trying to be Madrid.
I really like the red, white, white because it's European. It reminds me of right. We're playing in a cup competition. We're playing in Europe. It's
It's noticeable.
during the week. It's I don't know. It's just something about it.
Bet you he's sticking out like a Thor, a Thor son, a Thor thumb there sitting on that red. He's wearing black and he's on that
They're
red.
probably going, what's he looking at all of a
They're
sudden?
probably going to play past him in a minute. And on 1690 says rate or slate De Gea. I'm not. Don't even answer that. Everybody knows what you're going to say. You think he's terrible and to be sold.
Just for the fans that don't know me.
The
um,
There's so much wrong with that sentence.
I'll not have a bad
For
word.
the fans who don't, assuming that there's people here watching that don't know you, and then you're saying the people that are here and watching you are really interested in your opinions on De Gea, even though they already know them.
But you set me up for that because you were like, everybody knows what he's going to say. So I was like, well, I'll just say what I'm going to say then, in case one of our fans don't know me.
Don't need to fart about.
So very briefly on that, I'll not have a bad word said about him. There you go. All of that for now.
Arsenal are 3-0 up now. 24
How'd that
minutes.
happen?
That's M3.
It's
Slavia
annoying.
Prague, they're gone.
We'll do them anyway. I'm not worried about them.
Aaron Moore says, I heard through the grapevine from an Adidas employee, so he works for JD or something, that weeks before the Zebra kit, they threatened to pull it off the shelves. Oh,
Who did? United?
like throw it into a bag and run out the shop.
Read that again, Brad.
I heard through the grapevine that somebody that worked at JD Sports, somebody threatened to put the Zebra kit in a bag and run away with it without paying.
I know what you're doing there, but I think the comment was actually more interesting. What did he actually say?
He said, I heard through the grapevine from an Adidas employee that weeks before the Zebra kit, they threatened to pull it off the shelves. But who did they threaten?
Who are they talking about? Who's they? Are you talking about United pulling off the shelves or Adidas pulling? Because you can't say Adidas because Adidas designed it,
It could have been either or because, Adidas might not.
and United would have sent it off.
Yeah, they both have to agree on it. Could have been either or. Make it a bit more clarity there, Aaron. Who was it? United was threatening to pull it off, or was it Adidas?
You bought it, Aaron, didn't you? I think I didn't he buy it? I think I seen the picture of it.
Yeah, he did. He's one of those tubes of more money than sense. What's the last kit I bought? I think it was the pink one, and I tried in about 3 or 4.
Well, you got the one with the black crest, haven't you? The treble 25 years.
Yeah, I have that one, but no, I bought the pink one, and I went to a couple of shops in Belfast to try and get a name put on the back. And it was actually before I went to Italy in 2019. Went around the shops trying to get a name in it before I went on holiday. Was it I don't even know whether I bought that, but anyway, couldn't get anybody to put the name on, and then I went to that one, in the bottom floor at what do you call that? Victoria.
You talking about Intersport? SS Merge?
No, in the Vicky Squizzle, Victoria Square, at the bottom across from
Oh,
where
Lifestyle Sports.
where Cruises. Went into there and they were like, "Oh yeah, no problem, we can do it for you." Paid the money, got a receipt like that long because you have to pay by the letter, and they were like £1 for this letter. I was like, happy days, and they go, right, it'll take us half an hour, or whatever, just piss off and come back. So we went, and I think we got a bite to eat or something, and come back and spent about 15 minutes trying to find the guy. Went up to the desk and goes, "Here, I'm here." Showed them the receipt. "I'm here to pick up my top." The guy comes back and he goes, "Oh, here, mate. We didn't actually have the right letters, so we didn't do it at all. So do you want us to do it or not?" And I was like, "No, I don't want completely wrong letters on the top. Just a complete waste of time." And then I brought it to Italy, and then we got beat by West Ham.
Was that game?
Yeah, well, I was in
I
Italy.
remember.
I was in Italy for about 5
You were going over to
days.
check the venue, weren't you?
We got beat by
That's right.
Derby.
That's right. 'Cause I remember.
Phil Jones with his pink bloody boots. The bloody pink boots. If you know, you know.
Shout out to Mark Goldbridge. Send him.
The pink boots. I was there for about 5 days. We lost the Derby on penalties.
You got a
and then-
midweek and a weekend game, and they were both beat. I
And
remember.
then we got beat.
And you couldn't find a Magners no matter where the fuck you went.
Was it 3-0 the West Ham game?
No, it was
Something like that. 3-1 or something.
We'd scored, but it was piss. I remember that you were texting me saying, "I can't get a Magners anywhere. We're getting beat." Fucking Jesus.
We're sitting in an English pub on the sort of strip area, whatever you want to call it. And everyone there was an Abu fan. And we were sitting waiting on the bus to take us to the airport to go home. And I ordered like a cheeseburger and chips. And it was the worst thing I've ever put near my face. It was just the most horrific experience ever, sitting there in my pink top with no Herrera on the back. And then he bloody left us.
You want the Herrera?
Yeah, I wanted.
It's interesting.
Paid for it. And I
Herrera,
tell you
the
what,
Rosie?
it was a bloody great shout. 21. A bloody great shout.
He's 21 now.
Ahmad?
Don James.
What's Ahmad's 25?
19.
25. Valencia. He's 25.
Who is 25? Good question.
25. Because Williams is 33, isn't he?
I think 25 is vacant. Is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
No, but the most recent shirt you bought was the centenary or the treble kit, because that pink kit was season before. Because when we were going
You
to
talking about this one?
No, your red one with the black crest, the last year's home kit, the treble winning.
No, I don't think I bought that.
Of course you did.
No, I think it was a gift.
Oh well.
That's why I said I didn't buy it.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. But yes, that's what I'm saying. To finish off that point, I bought the kit for the first time since 2008 or something, or 9 or something, or 10, because I just never be arsed. What my plan is now. So it took a lockdown for me to buy a kit, and now I've got 2. So I'm going to pick one every season from now until the day I die. So it'll be interesting what happens next year.
Since I bought the pink kit, I've sort of vowed not to pay any more money towards the Glazers after everything that's happened, especially recently.
Depends what they do this summer. If they get us Haaland, Sancho, Varane,
it's not going to happen. But we're back in. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we're back in the Champions League, so they'll not spend any money. But no, I think I bought that pink one, and then I had a horrific experience in Italy. And then that I think that was that not the season that we got Fred, Dello, and there's one other. Remember, it was it was terrible. Jose was not backed whatsoever, and then that was his final season.
Yeah. No,
So
I think Fred signed the season before, didn't it?
I think it was Fred and Dello. There was there was three
Fred
players.
joined early. Was it Mkhitaryan?
No, Mkhitaryan was the first season. Sure, he bought Pogba, Zlatan, Mkhitaryan, and Bay
That's right.
his first season. But the last season,
I couldn't tell you. So yeah, it was Fred
we
and
were
Dello in the
expecting
same window.
we were expecting a big, huge summer, and we got nothing. And then at that point, I sort of just went, I'm just not buying it. No point.
I think that second season with Mourinho was when we realised properly, right, the shit's hit the fan here. You know, I know we won the Europa League and all, but it was kind of at that point when he wasn't back that summer. That's when the issue started happening, and where we thought, right, this really is a long period of shithousery.
It was a start of a pattern, really, where if we're in Champions League, they don't spend any money. If it
If we're
looks
not,
like we might not,
we
then
pay for it to get in.
they will. Yeah, I think perhaps, on this hot take FC here, if we weren't in the Champions League at the start of this year, we might have got Sancho.
See, I don't like that narrative. I see the reasons for going with it, and I see the message behind it and understand it. I just hope it's not true.
Maybe not specifically Sancho. Maybe
Well, fuck. Sorry, I don't. I mean players.
Swearing, you mean?
Players. I'm talking about big money signings, and I hope it isn't the case because you won't get anywhere doing that.
That's definitely the case. That's 2 or 3 times.
I know it probably is, but I just refuse to believe it just yet because I don't want to believe it.
Saddest thing is how they invest in the American football and stuff like that. And it's just we're just clearly
But there was talk
balancer
that because they won the Super Bowl, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, isn't it? They got the buzz for it, winning something and all. I was like, well, Jesus. Yeah. I wonder what the prize money is for Super League.
I think you get like all the leftover Barry's tokens. Let's look at the chat. That's what you just to give you a bit of a heads up. This is what you do when you run out of things to say. You go to the chat, and on 1690 says, was a Gallo 25? I'm sure he was at some point.
It was, That's right.
Definitely. He was probably 24, and then it was his birthday.
He's talking about age, like
got him. Yeah, instead of his number. Yeah,
that's brilliant. Like he was. Yeah, comedy. Yeah, he was 25. That's right. So it's faking. 25 is faking.
Unless they put a wee PUB.
Oh! He's due a wee delicious one, isn't he?
He is,
You were getting the player.
Was that Matic? Was that in the manu with a wee searching ball there?
Lovely.
Good hit too. Unlucky lads.
Bit of food away.
This game is dead as Hector.
It's definitely not. We're just not watching it.
No, I don't mean as in.
Dead as Hector.
I don't mean it's not entertaining. I don't mean it's over. I mean there's no point in watching this. I may as well put the Arsenal game on.
Oh.
He's in there, poor. His immaturity there is showing. Get him.
That's not even funny. Oh, Jesus.
Ema McFarland says, what number would you both choose to have and why?
If we were playing for United, that is.
You would be my number one. It feels like I'm on blind date.
You actually do look a bit like Cilla Black, There is a bit of Cilla Black in you.
Need to get your eyes tested?
No, I can read those now. It's more, I think it's just train myself to read it. But there is a bit of Cilla Black in you, I think.
Right, so you've got a lot to make up for here.
What do you mean?
Because I said the thing that you should have said, but you didn't even think of that. We're thinking about the actual number.
Yeah.
You didn't tell her that.
Oh, he was doing banter about number one is in.
Look at him looking directly in the camera now.
Breaking the third wall?
There'll be a fourth wall broken tonight.
Hey, oh. Oh, it's too early. They don't understand. They don't understand.
so answer the question. I've answered mine.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So you're going to answer properly as well. So I have a wee connection with number 22.
4.
As simple as that. Just like 22. If I was sending for United, I would ask for 22.
That's a good solid bench number
Yeah.
because that's where you spend most of your time. I would go for number 4. Because it's my favorite number.
Why's that?
Isn't that cute? Just
Phil Jones.
know,
You're a bit like Phil Jones.
have to
Facial
pick-
expressions and
you
stuff.
have to
Quite
pick
similar.
a number when you're young, really, don't you?
Hmm?
When your mate just goes, "What's your favorite number?" You just have to pick one.
Why'd you like
If
4?
you don't have a pick,
But people typically don't like 4
why?
because it's like it's not number 1 and it's like quite low on the 0 to 10, so it's kind of in the middle of no man's land where nobody gives a.
I think you could pick any number in the world and make the same argument.
Well, hit me with a number between 1 and 10, and I'll
Any
tell you.
number I give you, I could also just say,
Go.
well,
Give
no.
us one. Give us
Well,
one.
the
Just for
number
the
548.
no
I could
between
just
one
turn around
between
and
1
say,
and
to you,
10,
well,
and
it's
I'll
not
tell you.
one.
I'll tell you the significance with it.
Pardon?
I will tell you the significance with the number between 1 and 10. Go.
Well, the 4 has significance.
No, it doesn't. I reckon 4 is like the packet already salted at the end of the multi pack that nobody wants.
Who doesn't like ready salted?
Most people, because you're like, if I'm gonna eat crisps, wouldn't mind a bit of flavor about them. Like, having said that, what is your favorite flavor of crisps?
That was coming.
Mine
Oh,
is.
here we are, Paul, on the left, breaking through.
Go on, son.
We've got plenty of men on here. Oh, Cavani with a poor touch. Try to pass there, didn't come
Legolas
off.
ruined it there.
Oh,
What number's Kennedy? Is he?
they're
He's
on the counter attack there. It was great there from Axel there.
Hmm.
Really read that well, come in and intercepted. Now he's all over the place here. in a
Go
good
on, big
way.
son.
Well done. Happy day. Very good from Axel there. Very good. Very good.
Aye, easy. You
Very
let him
good.
lie there. He needs a wee rest. That's Kennedy, isn't it?
Aaron Moore says 22 might be free very soon. Who's in 22? You should know this. You're good with the numbers.
I don't know who 22 is. Give me a second.
22?
22. Because it was Mkhitaryan.
Oh, he said it. Sergio Romero. Is that right? That doesn't sound right to me.
No, he's 20. He's 30. No, he's 20. He's number 20.
No, Delo was 20.
Is it 30? Maybe it's 22.
No, Delo was 20. I don't
You know
think
what? You know, I used to be very good at that. I had to put the house on me naming every single squad number.
Well, that's because you, instead of watching the football, you were on your phone.
Or
like you've already
yeah,
tuned
exactly.
yourself to be. There's Victor sorts it. See, Victor's put out on the left there, the left centre back. Like that's probably his preferred position.
Think so?
Like Harry.
Why do you reckon that would be?
Oh, Mason. Good ball. Cavani hits it to Bruno. Bruno hits it and scuffs it.
Reminds me of you at the 5G pitches.
Poor from Bruno. He's done that a lot recently, hasn't he? He hasn't been. He hasn't been striking them with venom and passion.
Like I said earlier, he's been a wee bit of a passenger recently, and not in a bad way.
You said he was a useless. And
was live because we can look back.
well, before it started, you said you wish that he never played for Severn again. I remember saying that. Aaron says that's because you haven't seen any football since 2015. Exactly one of the thoughts that I have. Just don't you worry about reading them because you're an old man.
I didn't really get the banter, so that's because you haven't seen any football since 2015.
Or do you saying you don't know the kit numbers?
Oh, right.
Same way I said, because you don't watch football, you watch your phone like you've already admitted to. Folks, we need some more banter in the chat, please. Where's Paracetamol Addict?
Paracetamol's just waiting. You haven't picked a number yet. You're really picking 4?
You're
standing at Old Trafford at the dugout.
No, wait, so I like the number 4, but I don't like the fact that it's a defensive number. Can't pick 7 because that's just mainstream. I'll have to say number 2 because it's my main man Victor.
We make Gary Neville too.
My mate Gaza. No, a serious one. I think 11's underrated. I think because big
United's not.
Big Giggsy had it for so long, and there hasn't really been.
He has it now.
Name me another sweet 11. Greenwood has it. Just knew it off the top of my head. I didn't see it there because he's just running with the ball.
Remember, Martial come in as number 9, and he got the AM9 brand, and he got the tattoo, and then they Zlatan come in. And he goes, right, mate, you're 11 now. I thought that was very harsh. Like, hence why he's been grim since.
Aaron says my number 6. So he does. Thanks, Aaron. I forgot that actually. So 6. I'll pick 6. Do you know what? I'll go with I'll go with 14
Solid number. Alan
because
Smith,
because there's a wee
Hernandez.
one in front of that, and my main man, the Mexican magician Hernandez, Danny Welbeck.
Alan Smith.
Wasn't Big Wales in it, wasn't he?
No,
Was he 19?
he was 19. Elf was born 14 for us. Baggelmore for a brief period.
Was that not 24?
He won 24 as well. 14. Interesting.
Number 10 has to be underrated, surely. That's the right Hebrew, number 10?
Yeah.
York?
York was 19.
That's right, and Cole was 9. Remember, it was 9 and 19. Was it Sheringham was 10, was it? No, he was 4. Was he not 14?
No, Sheringham was 10.
Was it Solskjaer was 14?
20, so sorry.
Just keep naming players.
Sheringham was 10.
There's an obvious question from Aaron here. I already know the answer. What was Hernandez's nickname?
Little P.
Chicharito. Little Cheech.
Some player, wasn't he? And then he was probably, yeah, I know, of course,
yeah.
right. I get that, and I can translate in my own head that facial expression you give me. That makes total sense. However, I think he might have been maybe gone a year early.
We are genuinely just watching showing the whole match there.
It's good to point it out, but isn't it?
But I don't think YouTube's watching and going, "Oh, here you're right enough."
Well, there's 5 punters watching us. Like, one of them could be YouTube.
I don't think.
Are we still watching ourselves?
I'm not going. I was nearly about to say her who shall not be named's name, because then she would be straight on. We'll be off the line. But Jitski, I said it. Well, folks, it was good. Underrated. Shouts Aaron.
Who? Oh,
I
why?
think he's talking about me.
Yeah, he was underrated, but he was also overrated because he was playing in a great team, and he was.
No, he wasn't overrated.
Like, he was, because he was a wee bit overrated. Like, put him into another team, and he wouldn't have got the goals he got. You know. And he was known as a goal scorer, but he didn't actually score that many goals. But he was good. I liked him, and he was quick, and he he put the effort in, and he was a fan favorite too. Remember the header he scored against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge?
He scored a load of wee skew epi headers, didn't he? I think that's why he scored important goals.
He did.
But you could also say that about Macheda. And I don't think you could say he's underrated.
You called him to be next Ronaldo, didn't you?
Yeah, before he even scored those goals, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I must watch that Aston Villa goal at least once a week.
I haven't seen it this year.
I
haven't seen it this year.
I think I've seen it 10 times this year, to be fair. Nod 1690 says RVP is Zlatan or Cavani.
Robin.
Mark goes with Robin Cavani. I will say definitely it's RVP. That's
100%.
Silly question.
Well, it's not silly, because I understand why he's going with that question, because they're our only strikers we've had in that period, really. However, and all of them are quite influential.
Mason Poor.
Obviously, RVP's got the goal scorer. He got the golden boot. He's got the Premier League. He's got the hat trick against Aston Villa to win the league, and the volley.
What's Zlatan got?
He's got a Europa League and a League Cup, and
it's not even really a topic of discussion. That's my point.
That's what I mean.
Perhaps personality-wise, if you want to swap them, you flip them. Like if you put RVP season and Zlatan's season, swap them around. Right, say it this way: give Zlatan's season, give RVP season to Zlatan, like them two together. I would probably pick Zlatan just because he's a better character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just it's
But you can't forget though, like how uplifting it was to actually sign Robin van Persie. I was standing in a lift in Mallorca, right? And then
I was uplifting.
What?
Was the lift going up?
Lift was actually static with the door open, and I got the
it was uplifting. I was standing in a lift.
What?
You said it was uplifting. I was standing in a lift.
Oh, and I actually Sky Sports News bulletin came through, like confirmed. Like Fabrizio Romano confirmed, like here we go. And I actually was stunned that we actually signed him. And then, like, his first goal, I think, was against Southampton. He scored 2 goals. Opposite. He was so good for that season. Then he
I will
dropped off
pose
pretty
it.
quickly, though.
I will pose this to you, not really knowing your reaction to Ibra, but I reckon it might be something quite similar because I know now you're looking at it with the hindsight of looking at and seeing what actually RVP produced. But at the time when RVP was coming, you didn't know it was going to be Fergie's last season, that he was going to score the goals he did, have such a great season. I don't think it was possibly as good as you're recollecting it now. And I think if Zlatan hadn't had more success, you would be recalling when you heard about him in a more positive light. I think the Zlatan one, I remember I was really happy about Zlatan coming. And I remember that whole summer we had a serial winner in Mourinho in. We had four solid signings all through the middle. Big lads. It was all looking good.
Yeah.
Zlatan started off well. Um, Obviously he had his injury where he's more worried about that, but we're always very happy about getting him. So
It's true.
I don't think it's as clear cut as in terms of how happy you were when he came. I think you're just maybe looking back at it more.
No, but you're making good points. I remember we sat here watching the FA Cup final, and Van Gaal was sacked while he was at Wembley holding the cup,
Mhm.
and Mourinho was coming in. And anyway, no, what you forget is RVP was a killer in that season. He was
Yeah,
unstoppable. The
and
season before, I mean,
that's not what we're talking about
the
now,
season
though.
before, no, the season before, and then when he came, the gravity of actually taking one of our rivals' captains, top goal scorer, Golden Boot winner, the best player in the Premier League by far. We took him into our team, and he hit the ground sprinting,
But
he was
what I'm
superb.
saying is you're sort of he's coming into a top like a better quality team than Zlatan was coming into. He wasn't coming in to be the main guy, really. We weren't
Well,
expecting it.
no, well, you could actually argue against that because I think the team that Zlatan came into was probably player for player, probably better. But as a team
Not
collective,
relative to the other teams in the league.
well, maybe, that's probably true, yeah. But we got Zlatan in the twilight of his career, and like we were all excited and buzzing, big character, somebody's going to be, siege
But
mentality and fu and all.
who in the rest of the squad when Zlatan came? Obviously, you've got to think about Pogba, so
Yeah.
that sort of adds to it. We're thinking Pogba's coming too, it adds
Yeah.
to the excitement of Zlatan. But Zlatan was coming into the squad to be more of a bigger part of it, I think, than RVP was supposed to be. I think RVP's performances made it that he was completely undroppable, first name on the team sheet, whereas Ibra straight on the team sheet simply because what was our options. So I think, like for example, nowadays, if you were to get a player that sort of we don't look at that was amazing, like for example, let me think, up top, say Big Tony goes, and that's very possible that he does go. If we were to get somebody who was sort of hemmed and hawed about back in the day at this stage, knowing that he's got a very good chance if Cavani goes and if Tony Marshall goes, I think we're going to be more excited than if Tony was firing and Edison was confirmed to be staying. You'd be more excited if this person's going to come in and he's first on the team sheet and he's quality. Whereas if it's somebody who's sort of a backup, you're like Tellez. If we didn't have Shaw, we'd be a lot more excited about Tellez.
So what's your point? Who is that backing, Ibra or RVP? Because
It's back in Ibra
yeah,
because Ibra's coming into a less quality squad.
yeah,
RVP was. So I'm
yeah.
saying we might have been. It's easy to look back at it now and say RVP. I was more excited for that because of what he did. It's easy for that to paint your memory.
But then if that question is also based on just prime, those three players in their prime, who do you pick? That's a very tough question.
Yeah, but sure, you could just change the whole purpose of the question.
No, but we've covered it as at looking back at United, and I think RVP by a landslide. To be fair, you think Zlatan is a lot closer.
No, I think
yeah.
You think it's a landslide. I think it's closer than that, but
Yeah.
I still do. I think it's RVP for me as well.
I stand by landslide. Get your point on Zlatan. Cavani's not in the conversation.
I don't think it's a landslide whatsoever.
It is. Like it is.
In terms of, were you more excited for Zlatan coming or for RVP coming? I do not think it's a. I think
I was way more excited for RVP.
I think your mind's more coloured than the fact that he was a success. James Donnelly, It says, remember the excitement for Falcao is a good shout. Like there's the example. If,
Yeah.
if we were expecting a Falcao, like a Falcao to
Yeah.
come in now,
Yeah.
as opposed to like, so say Falcao comes in instead of Ibra, rather than coming in instead of RVP, I think we'd be more excited for Falcao to go into the Ibra team than the RVP team.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. And on 1690 says biggest flop: Falcao, Di Maria, or Sanchez. It's Sanchez without
Sanchez
any
by a landslide,
yeah.
just purely based on the amount of money that was stolen from us throughout the whole situation.
Well, again, I have to disagree with that, perhaps because haven't run the figures, but considering there was no transfer fee, how much did all three of those cost us?
Think about the psychological effect of him playing for Inter Milan and us playing 3/4 of his salary for a season.
That's not what your point was. The psychological effect.
That is
You're still talking about the money.
Sanchez. Well, I will never forget Sanchez. Di Maria, I forgot about him already. Whatever. I came in.
Leicester
We
goal.
got what did we lose on him? 12 million.
Plus his wages.
Plus his wages. Who else was mentioned?
Falcao.
Yeah, he was on loan. You know, it was relatively.
The rumours were his wages were
Yeah, they were
very
astronomical,
high.
of course. Same as Zlatan because he came on a free. You know, but Sanchez is by far the biggest flop out of those three.
Shit, the man.
What, on the headphones?
No, on the camera.
Here, get us a wee here the cam. Oh,
Live, big back.
here, get us a wee Dad Coke or our kit. Give me a chance to get my wee hand sanitized and all because I'm a freak. You're out, lads. Isn't it mad we've been able to talk for an hour and 20 minutes? I know. Lads, keep the comments coming. I can see more there, but I can't read them. Sanchez for James, I agree. SK. No.
SK says sign Clee. Nice try. Whatever it is, it's saying trying to get me to say a bad word.
A bad word. A bad word on a family-friendly stream.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with there.
You've got like an adapter that makes it run off. That's not working.
What's SK saying there? Jesus.
He said
That was really nice whenever you were standing there. Don't need that? Christ, that's hurt my eyes already. Turn it down? Oh.
SK, and there's a profile name there, so you could maybe surname Torres from Portimonense. K Torres.
Brings a wee dad there, kid. Oh, there he is. There he is sauntering away. I'll spread that one. God love him. Here we are, a couple of highlights here. Cavani. Remember Cavani scored? I forgot about that. Nice. What's SK's question? Oh, that's he's talking about Klitz, isn't he? Yeah, it's a fake player, SK. Also identify yourself. They do what? Just say it out loud. Hey, Torres.
It's not close enough for.
Has he done banter with the name as well? Oh. Remember Owen Hargreaves played for us for like 25 minutes one time? Champions League. Well, he literally said it. Champions League winners always. Why did he spend his career at Bayern as well? It's very strange. I think he grew up. Did he grow up in Germany? Or he had a German father or something? No, they prefer silence.
SK says, great banter, lad. Okay. Definitely.
Well, didn't you mess it up by not reading it out? And the poor fella, he's put effort into getting that, and you've went, oh, you should have let me say something bad. You should have let him have his banter, like. Went and googled that now. All schools looks like somebody's pissed them off every single time. Oh, here, look who it is. Who's he coming off for? On for?
Oh, I'm back. Now the banter may recommence. If that's a word. SK says, anyway, UTFR United. FR is.
Get up my dick.
Hmm?
Get up my dick.
The family-friendly channel, Mark.
Read it out without being family friendly.
Anyway, UTFR United.
Hmm.
What's from that?
No, say what that stands for. Family friendly.
See, the whole pretense behind it is you're supposed to know what the letters mean, but you don't say it out loud.
Just say it out loud, but sure, it's a family friendly.
Up the flippin' Reds United. I would definitely sign Clitoris.
Clitoris?
Mhm.
Brother of Ferran Torres?
I don't think we've ever had a Clitoris. You ever had a Clitoris in your team?
No.
No, need to fix this camera situation. Talk more about Clitoris, would you, Mark?
You're asking me to do banter about something that's not funny, and I'm struggling with that.
Sean
Don't worry.
Hawkins says there she is. Where?
There she is. Here, shout out to Sean Hawkins. Big man's doing well.
Big up Sean Hawkins.
Absolutely. Big man's doing well.
Not say much on
Progress.
here, but good lad.
Good to see you, Sean.
I don't did nudge you out of the way a wee bit here. Better. Happy days. Right now.
What a pain in the arse. You're going to have to get up again. Why'd you bother doing that?
Says who? Why would I have to get back up?
To put my face back in, I'm going to lose
Why
loads
would I
of
want to do
fans.
that?
Look at that going
Like,
down.
we're on 7
It went
viewers
down
now.
from, it went down from 27.
We're on 7 viewers now because it's mainly on my bake. Oh, oh.
Somebody tell Brood the quality of the sound is perfect because he's going to end up perfect. You should really just sit in my knee, I think.
You see that? See the camera trick that I've employed? We're actually 6 feet apart, but to them it doesn't look like it. Isn't that good? What I've done?
I can't see what they can see. Holy shit. That's mad.
Yeah, see, isn't it crazy? Sean Hawkins says, so
Jesus.
who is your favourite United player and why? Does Sean Hawkins watch football?
Sean Hawkins is a West Ham fan for his sins, but he's enjoying himself recently due to one of our boys going and joining them. turning the
Jesse
club around.
Lingard's my favourite player because he plays for West Ham. And on 6090 says, keep or sell Lingard. Oh,
Just by the way, just on to before we deal with that, number 14, Lingard.
how is the audio, chaps? Does it sound good? Does it sound
Helmet's perfect
Does it sound professional
because
quality?
if you don't, he'll be up and fixing it and doing my fucking head in.
We're going to do ASMR after the match finishes. You want to come and talk about biscuits? What's your favourite type of biscuit? Do you like Garibaldi's?
Answer Sean's question there.
What's your
Bruno.
favourite biscuits, chaps? Put your biscuits
And
in the
favourite
chat.
savoury snacks as well. Also, if you're gonna order something on delivery or takeaway tonight, what would it be? Answer Sean's question there because
No, I'd rather answer this one. It's not a question, but it's more interesting. And on 69 it says, Mark's voice sounds very boring. All good, bar that. I tend to agree. It's very monotone. I think it has a purpose somewhere. But I think you maybe need to vary the level.
It's just no.
You make it exciting.
It's just manly because it's just deep.
Do you know what I think? And this is going to age me a wee bit, and it's going to give off a little bit of details about our lives. For the 7 strangers that are watching here that don't know us. When you have children, like I do, you tend to have to vary your voice to get them to do things.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like obviously you've got a dog, so
Yeah,
there is an element to that.
Your wee timer's still going, by the way. James.
Nobody cares. It hasn't even
James
taken
is
off.
probably sitting there spinning about in the seat.
That means we can turn off the match sooner.
Status actor anyway. For fuck's sake.
So yeah, I'm sort of more used to. I think I probably talk to my child more than you talk to your dog. I'd say it's probably fair to say.
Yeah.
And I've had I've had it for longer. So I'm more used to varying your voice as you're speaking to them. So,
Yeah, that's right.
but however, I think if and when you get yourself a child, we may see a variation in the monotone. Well, you know what? It was the most.
It is very frustrating though, because
It was the most
I can't
exciting
really help it.
experience
It's
that I
just one
ever
of those
had in my
things.
whole entire life, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I was so happy. I was just as happy as I am currently at this moment. And I went through major ups and downs at the time, and it was very exciting. And
What all you stopped the fury thing? I'd have logged off too. Guys, don't
that's
blame me.
terrible language.
I don't know. You're better just not bother him, because you're gonna have to say that every day. It's terrible language, no.
Well, stop
No,
swearing.
I'm gonna swear flat
We need
out.
to get you a child.
I've got a niece.
So
I've actually got another niece on the
right.
en route.
Well,
Found out today, niece, another
get
bird.
the nieces more around your gaff.
Mm.
It means you can sort of learn how to speak properly and not swear so much. You ever swear around your dog?
I wonder, am I allowed to tell people that I've got a niece coming?
I'm sure you are, yeah.
Am I?
Just don't give her name and address out.
Aye.
And if
What-
you're
I
watching
better-
this,
I
Mark's
better actually-
niece, make sure you like and subscribe. Aaron Moore says nobody could afford Lord Lingardino. He's too hot a prospect and will be a world beater in years to come.
See, in all seriousness, I wouldn't take any less than 50 million for him. Honestly, he's got better form than Fernandez right now, and I wouldn't sell Fernandez for $250 million. Answer Sean's question there about the United player.
What did?
Did you?
Jesse Lingard, because he plays for West Ham.
Mm.
Is Sean? Is it current United player or of all time? I think it'll be quite interesting to go into both. We'll do current first.
Yeah.
Actually, that's kind of boring. We both know who we're both going to say.
Mine's
Victor
Fernandez.
Lindelof.
Mine's Fernandez
So,
for obvious reasons.
both of our answers for the current one is Victor Lindelof. Favorite of all time. Just to make it a bit more exciting, we won't say Victor Lindelof for the all-time favorite.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll agree to that. Do you know what? Oh, it's going to be controversial, but I do mean it. I'm not just saying it for poops and gigglies.
Don't say Bebe.
Wayne Rooney.
That's solid.
Like completely unbelievably underrated, even though he's probably the best player to ever be so underrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's a fantastic player who somehow still got underrated. Like considering the statistics that chap got through, which will obviously be beaten, how much he was played in different in different positions for the team as a team player, and just his general performance. He was mostly a team player. He tracking back when it wasn't really fashionable to be the person tracking back. He always did it, and Fergie always sort of deployed him, putting him in the holes.
Yeah.
When he had not better, but he had he was a better midfielder than the midfielders we had. And he just played all his best players. So he played his best strikers. And Rooney was better than the centre mids that we had.
Mm-hmm.
So Rooney went into centre mid.
Yeah, that's right.
It'd be the same if we ran out of left backs. Rooney would probably get into left back.
Well, he would have done a job.
Exactly. I think a solidly underrated, even though he's our all-time top scorer, England's all-time top scorer. I'd say he's probably my favourite, and it's not because I look a wee bit like him.
That is a point that we made as well, because especially when you were younger, you did literally look like him. Like, you really did. Like, creepily look like him. But see,
it may be fair to say that people in Rathcoole did used to shout it at me as I was driving through. Literally shouting it at my car as I drove through.
Has that physically happened to you before?
Physically,
Delivering kebabs?
Yeah. There's Wayne Rooney. You did need that little bit of information there.
Like, you do silly things when you're young, Pete.
Literally shouting at my car, there's Wayne Rooney.
I don't remember. Obviously, I wasn't there for one of those, but you never told me that either.
I did tell you that.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
I knew it happened in school and all. Anyway,
Do you remember walking down from our school to an area where we had our transport, and we had to walk through a certain area that shall not be named, and we had projectiles thrown at us.
Oh yes.
I also had a projectile abuse and bullying, which was it was in some ways worse than the rocks,
I'd have taken a rock to the face.
rather than being shouted at the other Wayne Rooney
Yeah.
walking down.
But see the thing about Rooney as well, which I have to remember is, um,
Guys, put a comment in the chat there. There's been nothing there. I'm just wondering, perhaps is there an issue? And I also need to sort out the time clock when we're messing up. But somebody put a comment in there to make sure we're still online. Go ahead there, Mark.
what do you think? What are you talking about? Audio?
No, the comments there. In case we've gone offline for some reason.
Oh, no. Your point about Rooney being deployed in different areas as well. He always sacrificed himself for, Ronaldo, Van Persie, various other players, and he was unselfish that way. And think about longevity, think about trophies, and think about obviously the record and all of that going for him. And he was so. I even think within the United fan base, he's disrespected.
Yeah,
And
of course.
even worse, obviously, and it goes without saying, with the England fan base, despite the fact he's the top goal scorer for both fan bases. But mine isn't Rooney. Mine's strange, and I've actually struggled
Yours has to be De Gea because you look like him.
Somebody asked me this recently. I think it actually might have been one of the boys in the United chat, and I actually really struggled to answer it, and because
It's pretty much an impossible question.
it is, but you'll always what I'm based on is like sort of like from a romantic point of view, like thinking about memories
again,
and
there's no wrong answer to it.
I know, but
you could say Bebe or Makeda or Darren Fletcher, because it's it's up to you.
But somebody that I just really loved with all my heart.
Mason. Oh, see about the keeper.
Probably should have finished that.
Box there. Could have done better.
Was the Nemanja Vidic. Just loved him.
Good ball there from Donny there. Give him a bit of props here. He never gets anything. Good ball. Very good ball from
probably
Donny there.
Finished off,
Got himself in a good position. Good ball.
And he was smart enough.
Man of the match, Donny, I would say.
He was smart enough to let Bruno run on.
What are they checking? Are they checking for a potential handball?
I hope not.
Or is it just looking to make it hit in the bait? Aaron did a very funny loading signal there.
Oh, was he bantering you?
Yeah, it's great banter. Doesn't really answer the question. Well, I suppose it does answer the question. There is a chat there. Folks, put in the chat there. What is your favorite type of biscuit?
We'd fix the clock there as well, would you?
What are we on? 50. We'll go to 51 there.
Yeah, I think Vidic for me. Just loved him. He was mad. He was brilliant. Obviously, nowhere near our best player, but really loved him. Also, actually, I had a real
Vidic?
Yeah, I had a real thing for Valencia too in the early days as well.
Yeah, but did you like him as a footballer?
Hey, there's so many. And then you got the obvious ones. Like Beckham was probably the first football player that I gave a shit about.
I don't know how you can say Vidic and
yeah, I didn't like Ferdinand. Obviously, great player. Loved him playing for us. He was club legend, but I just didn't have that strange, creepy relationship with him that I did with other players.
Aaron says Vidic is my favourite defender if you're going to break it down into positions. So sort of backing up what you're saying there.
Yeah, Vidic would be for sure. And then you obviously got the problem there because you'd feel guilty on Pat. And I love Dennis Irwin as well. Brilliant player.
Did you ever meet him in real life, Mark Downey? Please tell us that story.
I did meet him, and I'll get the picture up the camera as well over here. We're with lads. I was literally about.
What was your favourite football match that you went to that Dan James scored in?
Palace 3-1.
Was it
at home 2 seasons ago?
Did you get a good view of it?
Yep, brilliant seats.
Aaron, what about you? That question goes out to you also. What was your favourite football match that you ever went and seen that Dan James scored in? Good question. Anybody else watching? Leave a comment. Let's have a chat, because the match isn't exactly exhilarating. Pretty much done. Heinze was my favourite left back, says Aaron. I think that's a ballsy call.
That's a very strange call.
I don't think it's strange. I think it's definitely don't think it's strange. I think that's pretty. I could see it. I think a lot of people were very not confused, but they were a bit like flip.
Some people will be reminded of who he was by somebody saying that. Never mind.
What?
People will have forgotten about him.
No,
Yeah, they would have.
no, he
Definitely would have.
No, he was quality, and then
For
sure,
2 seasons.
Big Pat came in and had probably the worst performance of any United player
That's
ever in
funny
the
too.
history of mankind.
And him and Ferry spent the same time, that they'd been the same game against City.
Yep.
Just as we're on that,
Fergie's
there's
still stuck with him.
in the can you?
Aaron says loved his passion.
He was, and he was an absolute shithouse, which is great.
Heinz he was saucy as well, so he was.
He's doing a catch-up thing.
Aaron
Mayonnaise.
says tough mother fudder.
He was, right?
See, Aaron's got this cursing.
Oh. If there's any kids watching, get to bed.
They must be kids because they can't bloody type because only Aaron's the only one in here commenting. There's 5 people in here.
I'm looking forward to an SK comment. Sean asked 2 questions, didn't he? Or 1? Yeah, so a favorite player of all time. Christ almighty. If you give him one, are you going Rooney? You sticking with Rooney? That's your favorite player of all time.
Aaron says, that's a lovely photo of you and Daniel O'Donnell.
I was so Star Trek too as well. He's like a wee old man, and I was standing in a bar in Dublin, and my girlfriend had to. I think she actually had to egg me on that much. So it took her about 15 minutes, and I went, right, do you know what? The hell with it. I'm going to go and get a photo with him. And he chatted with me for a good minute or two. He was great.
You haven't told me you met Daniel O'Donnell. Do you know who I drove past their house? Pretty much the same sort of story.
George
Cliff
Best.
Richard.
Who?
Cliff Richard.
Did you?
He has a house like out in literally the middle of nowhere in Portugal. I think it's like his full-time house too. It's a big house, but it's literally you drive like an hour. A chicken shop that's quite for our family to go to.
Peri chicken.
Oh,
imagine
it's away from all the touristy traps, and you can take a wee road takes you away. And there's Big Cliff.
Offside there. Don't touch it.
You know, Big Cliff. Change the name of this stream to the Cliff Richard stream. He once said his big claim to fame was he sold more in the UK than Elvis Presley at one stage.
Right. That's fascinating.
It is. Any football on?
Is there any word in us getting to Portugal? Do you think ever?
Yeah, ever off.
Like
Listen, they're poor
in the
for
next.
medicine.
Yeah, it should be. Probably should have finished that.
He should have probably hit it with his head.
Yeah, he did kind of shoulder that. The favorite player of all time thing's pissing me off a wee bit. Like I really want to nail that down. I need to get it done for my mental health.
Aaron wants to know more about Cliff Richard. What have you got to talk about Cliff Richard? What have you got to say?
I don't even know who he is, mate.
You don't know who Cliff Richard is? Aaron Muir's taking over the stream here. It says favorite midfielder Scholes.
Yeah. But then Ronaldo's midfielder when he played for United, he was a winger. He was a winger.
Nowadays, if you're talking about, you say midfielder, winger's forward position now.
But not when Ronaldo played for us. He was a midfielder in a 4-4-2, left side.
Debatable. Aaron says favorite forward was Ronaldo. And then he said, can I please hear more about Cliff Richard? James Donnelly says Van Nistelrooy favourite forward.
He was a shithouse as well, and I loved his shithouse rate. It was beautiful.
I think his strike rate was phenomenal. If he didn't go to Real, I think he probably...
Where'd he go after Real? Was it Malaga? Somewhere daft.
He had a wee 2-week holiday in Malaga, yeah.
He swung past Salou as well, didn't he? Magaluf a couple of times, no? No, he played for Malaga.
Pogba.
Who's got the armband? Bruno? Yep,
he does.
Good man.
Bruno should be getting the hook as well.
Bruno needs to get off.
3 here.
Also, Bruno is our captain.
Very good covering across there from Twanzebe. He's been fantastic.
Remember his game against PSG? Superb in the first leg.
Aaron says Van Nistelrooy has a timeshare in Benidorm. I think that's probably where he went after. Did he not play for am I just completely making this up? For LA Galaxy or something?
No, I don't think he did.
I know Beckham did, but Did he
Beckham.
not go to America for something?
You're thinking about. You think obviously you're not thinking about mixing these two players up, but Robbie Keane played for LA Galaxy.
Well, I know that, yeah.
No, he didn't do America. He's now the PSV under-18s coach or something.
Danny Jizzle coming on.
Don James.
Odds. Who's coming off? Who do you
Hopefully
reckon?
Bruno.
Hopefully Bruno, but who do you reckon is actually coming off?
Matic.
Who's
Well,
coming on for Bruno? Oh, Fred. No, Fred.
Well, Fred and Bruno started together. What are you talking about? Who come on for Donny, you mean?
Pogba.
Pogba.
Who come on for Pogba? Probably should be watching that.
Yeah, good question. Anybody there who's watching this game?
Tackle there from
Go on ahead, Mason.
Fantastic.
Go on. Here, he's got the burners on. Go on, son.
It was
Go on. Donny!
Donny hit.
Oh!
Unlucky Donny.
Fuck, I'd love to see him get a goal. Go on, son.
Are you sure it wasn't Fred? Did Fred start?
Yeah.
Was it not Matic and
No,
Fred was Fred?
Fred started. Sure, Scott's injured or suspended.
I know. I bloody said it at the start. I don't see anybody that's come on for Paul. Did you see Donny there?
Oh, I missed it. What did he do to Phil Jones today?
He did a full scale Phil Jones there. Oh my god!
What did he try? What was it like, dude?
It was like. Imagine
you're about to eat the ball.
Imagine, right? You had a newborn baby, right? Your newborn baby was lying on a little pillow in the middle of a field, right? And you seen this lion coming up to it, right? And you seen it, and it was getting close, and you had to do anything in the entire world to get this lion away from your child.
That's the face expression you make in that moment.
He went as he hit the ball, a full. I think he was trying to scream the ball into the net there. That was fantastic. I wish we could play that. We probably could play that again.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. Folks, keep an eye out for that if you ever see that replay again, or even rewind it and then come back.
Handball.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Here, you forget?
He's saying that your man does heroin.
You're,
Handball!
Handball straight off the nose.
Right in the heroin mark. And he's German too.
I'm gonna have to start drinking pints on these.
Terrible.
When do you reckon we'll get pints on these? Driving, son.
Yeah, man, yeah. Oh. Right, folks, come on. Comments here.
Yeah,
5
do you know
people
what?
watching, no comments. Come on.
There's some sleepers.
He's boring the life out of me here. Come on, give me some in the chat too. Big Dan Jizzle crosses it in.
Ooh, that was going in the right direction, boys.
Big Vallejo there with a double header, gets it clear.
You forget the burners that Mason Greenwood has. Go
Tony
on.
Van der Beek closing down. Drilled into him from a young age. Learning at Ajax, very important. Bruno getting very deep. I don't like this.
Pain in the ass, isn't it?
Bruno's similar to Rooney with his hard working back. Although I think nowadays it's less probably less required because I think we've less going forward. James Donnelly says just rewinded to see Van de Beek was worth it. 100%, James. I can't believe I
Wind her back there. Go on.
No, we can't, because if I miss a goal, then what are all the folks gonna do?
I think they'll be
They don't even
grand.
have the match on. They're just watching us. Probably more exciting. But James, yes, 100%. Unbelievable. Just we don't need to watch it again. Just imagine his face.
I'm thinking about a lion coming towards his newborn.
Yeah, that's.
And you're probably spang on man.
Yeah. Did you see it?
No, I seen something, but didn't see it properly. I seen him do a face.
Yeah.
I seen him do a Phil Jones. Didn't see it though properly.
It was worse than Phil Jones because there's utterly no need for it whatsoever. Like you can see, like if you're on the floor and you're trying to head it, your face is gonna go.
Yeah.
Like that. But if you're just striking the ball, you can see you going like as you hit it, or going.
It might have been the surprise of getting a chance. I need to do the
He's
debate
probably
about.
shouting, "Ollie, watch this! I can shoot." Oh,
You need to debate about Lingard as well. Buy or sell. Or sorry, keep or sell.
Or did we ignore that one?
Yeah, we did.
Sorry, that the questions are coming thick and
We need to
fast.
get a moderator to filter through them.
Only James.
I would
Sterling is
sell him.
useful.
I would sell him.
Lingard?
Yeah.
Of course I'd sell him. I'd give him away for free.
What would you want for him at this point? Because he's riding high in form. It's the biggest price we'll get for him, you know. And what would you take him for him pre-loan, as in
Start of the season, 15 million.
Yeah.
Now
35?
30.
I need
I would say
35
25.
pounds sterling plus Rice. There is rumours about that again. Which is dead on. I take him, but he's worth way more to West Ham than he is to us. Do you know what I mean? You take it, Rice? It changes their team. Doesn't really change ours, I don't think. Great player. All the West Ham fans watching are going to crack up, but it's.
I think he's absolutely useless. He's absolutely turgid useless.
Nice, good player.
He's the best player that West Ham have, but he's absolutely terrible. 1 out of 10, and the rest of them are somewhere between 0 and 1 out of 10. All right, Sean.
He's in a fish, Sean. I think.
James Darnley says,
Poundland
for
Fred.
some reason he just did that random call. Still looking like Roma next round. Close game though. We haven't seen any flashing up. What's the score in the Roma game? And is it still 3-1 or 3-0 to Arsenal?
Yeah,
if only I had a co-host there that would check this out.
Roma will not be a walk in the park.
No, we'll probably be playing football on a football pitch, mate.
Especially into a shit joke we got up whenever I mentioned about him having burners, about burner phones or something. No, didn't cross your mind. No.
He makes so many shit jokes.
You're losing it.
In a short space of time. Aaron Moore says straight swap for Rice, Uncle Ben's firecracker flavour. Oh, he's saying Lingard. He wants to swap Lingard for Rice. Straight swap.
Christ.
Oh.
Good man. Obviously, the West Ham wouldn't go for that.
Christ, as if like we're under real peril, even if that went in.
No, I would like a clean sheet.
We're not happy, mate.
Ooh. This is going to be a thing, isn't it?
What do you mean it's going to be a thing? Yeah.
What?
Wan-Bissaka there and Twanzebe, like they did the exact same movement there, trying to block him.
Forget that. What about Phil Jones' celebration against Tranmere?
Not as good as Maguire's one.
Unbelievable. Can't do it anymore now because of fucking VAR.
He is best player in the whole entire world. Victor Lindelof, they're a great pass. Unbelievable. Inch perfect that was, to be fair.
See the way you're taking the piss, and I get that, and I know you've pledged your allegiance to this man, right? And I get that, and you called him early to be a good player and all, even though he's, in my opinion,
he's been our best.
He's average, verging on good, right? But what you don't actually really think he's fantastic, do you? Like you think he's a good player, but obviously you would prefer Varane.
I think he's by far and away our best centre back. With no irony. If you take everything into consideration, as a whole, consistency.
Right. What about height? And then aerial duels?
Everything as a whole. So obviously he's not the tallest.
Or the best in the air.
Duels,
or the quickest.
If you look at his statistics aerially, it's very good. He's the best on the ball. He makes less mistakes than the rest. Although I said he's our best defender. I take that back because Luke Shaw is clearly our best defender. But in terms of centre backs, his availability is good. I think if you're to rate all the centre backs on a scale, and then you sort of each individual aspect, I think score. But I don't think the problem is he's not 1,000,000% the best thing at one thing. Like Maguire, best in the air,
strongest. Tallest.
Yeah, he's just a big unit.
I think Maguire's better on the ball than Victor.
He's also the slowest. Positionally, he's absolutely terrible. He's got the captain's armband. For what reason? Who on earth knows? I just reckon the two of them are a terrible match. But I think they're equally good. Like if you put somebody that's good, a good partner for Victor, and also a good partner for Maguire, you would get. They would be as good as each other, really, away from each other. But it's sort of
So
depending on what you're looking for. If you're going up against Burnley, you want Maguire in.
Yeah.
If you want a game where you expect more of the ball, like this game, enough, and he's got something in his luggage, in his locker, like that
So
absolute wonder ball in the first leg of this.
well, that was a good ball to be fair. But
Did you see the I can't remember who it was. Somebody in one of the studios going. It was like it wasn't Souness, but it was like a Souness going. Oh, you get them all the time. We just hoofed it up and we got lucky.
yeah,
I was like, what are you? What? You can see he spends like 3-4 seconds watching the run and hits it inch perfect.
no, it was a good ball to be fair. Do you want to have the debate about if they were all fit and if they were all injury free, or if they're all fit and on their day? Obviously, Eric is the best defender.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a redundant debate because we're talking about who's the best centre back.
Do the best way of putting this, right? Obviously, I think what you're trying to say is that
Before you go, keep it in your mind. We've got a few comments here we'll get caught up on. Aaron Moore says Victor is bang average for Prem, decent for other leagues, but not physical for Prem. Cold Assassin says Arsenal are winning the Europa League. Debatable.
well, that's
Hopefully
nonsense
we'll probably
and
get to the final,
fraudulence.
and we'll. Although Arsenal have pretty much got our number currently, they don't have anybody else's number. Aaron Moore says Victor reads the game well, which is his best quality. Tend to agree. Potentially that, and he's very good on the ball.
But is he better than Maguire on the ball? I don't think he
Yes,
is.
he is.
Is he?
He is. Yeah,
I don't know if he is.
I think Maguire's overrated on the ball, and he's overrated in terms of his goal scoring. He's an absolute pudding, but
So why does Victor get the hate he gets then? If he's as good as you think he is, and I'm up for being beaten in this argument.
Fred's in the chat, forgetting about Phil Jones, lads.
Do you know that the official United Facebook put up a post the other day? Did you see it?
Did you not hear what Fergie said about him?
Way back when?
Aye.
Oh, of course, I sure
The next
was.
Duncan Edwards or something. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said no. Well, yeah, he
He could
said
be better
that.
than Duncan Edwards or something like that.
No, he actually physically said. The quote was, "The way he's going, he could be the best ever United player."
No, did he not like literally say him in the same breath as Duncan Edwards?
Well, he might have done, but the overall point was he could be the best ever United player if
Anyway,
he goes the way he's going.
Let's finish catching up on the chats, and then you can be wrong about whatever you were going to say. Anon 1690 says Mark would put in a better shift than Victor. James, would you ban Anon 1690 from the channel, please? Thank you. Aaron Moore says arrow upwards. Someone get this chap a blanket. Clearly the cold's gone to his head. Is that a thing? Is the cold air like the cold when it's cold to your head? I'm not sure that's a thing. Aaron, get yourself checked in. James Donnelly says, not sure about that. Anon, I would take Bebe at centre back over Mark. Wait, yeah.
I used to play 5 football with James back in the day, and he's probably, if I check one of my old pairs of shorts, he's probably still in the pocket.
I don't think that's a diss at you. If he said that about me, I'd be like, probably, yeah. After all, he was a professional footballer. Fred, before you had that, Aaron Moore says, Nick's Brian Robson was the quote. I'm not sure that's true. I think it was older than that. And also, it's completely different positions.
Why the earth were we talking about a centre back who at that point was maybe touted to play potentially centre defensive midfielder with Duncan Edwards? He wouldn't have made that comparison. Aaron's closer with obviously the Brian Robson, but I think
we'll
get the quote.
Google it there, Bullridicus.
I have a couple of points.
See, I wish I had a better memory for occasions like this. Bruno Fernandes coming off for Juan Mata.
Good.
See,
it's good to see John Mata for a wee change. There's Victor. You missed Victor getting the armband. That's a big day for you. Victor is the Oh,
he gave him it back.
Oh my god.
I think this is like a ceremonial thing. I think this might be the last time to see him. Forgetting all the banter with Lindelof, that seemed very ceremonial. Like that was a sad occasion there. You missed it. Like he basically like hugged him and gave him the armband, like go out and have fun. sort of
Bruno did.
Yeah, the Mata.
Yeah,
this
but no,
looks
but
like
we
could
know
be-
Mata's on his way out, don't we?
Yeah, but no, that was like this is very likely your last match, mate. As if they know about it. Like it was like without even saying it. Potentially, he's like sort of gone into the background and sort of
Maybe.
this is probably the last game where he's ever gonna. It will be our last game the whole season where he's gonna be able to just go right. Here's your chance. Like,
Well, provided
that
that we don't beat Roma 3-0 in the first leg.
Yeah. But
So
I
you
don't
could
think
be right.
I don't
Who's that down? By the way, is that Fred?
Fred.
Federico
Red card
Fred's in
coming out here.
bother.
Red card coming out.
Looks like it, yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, somebody help us understand what the hell happened there.
You're not supposed to say that. We're supposed to have noticed it, but just forgot.
I'm too busy getting quotes from Fergie about Philip Jones. So while we're waiting for a
It was
replay,
somebody. It may not be Duncan Edwards, but it was somebody around that era.
I've got the exact quote here in front of me.
James Stanley says, "If you could bring back one former United player for this squad, who would it be?"
Honestly, I think I've got this nailed. I didn't even think about it. Roy Keane.
I fully avoided the whole for the squad section. Aaron says Cantona, and I fully disagree. I don't.
Keane or
Fantastic
Cantona?
player, unbelievable player, but is that what the squad needs?
It needs a Keane.
I think Roy Keane is probably the shout.
Yeah.
I can't really
Leader.
I would like
centre mid.
I'd like to think of somebody to argue with you with, but I don't really think
No.
there really is.
No. See, somebody could probably come at me with Ferdinand, and I would be happy enough to take on that debate. But I think if I was to pick one player what would make an instant difference in a hole that we have is the leadership role, the hard man role.
8 viewers, mate. 8 viewers, mate.
Holy Jesus, guys! Good to see us.
Joint the best.
Yeah. So
Aaron says Keane was a shout.
Yeah, I think so. Whoever said Beckham, we don't need another winger. Like we're.
Aaron says football lacks leaders nowadays.
That's true. That's exactly right, and that's why I'm going with Keane. And actually, I take that back. What I said, we need a right winger. We need somebody in Beckham's position. However, I wouldn't take Beckham.
Beckham wasn't the right winger.
Yeah, he was.
Wasn't the right winger.
Okay, right. Beckham wasn't the right winger, folks.
The right side of midfielder, but he wasn't a winger.
Why did he play on the wing then for 10 years?
He wasn't a winger. Like you'd say a winger now.
Right, he played on the right. He played on the right hand side of a 4-4-2 and 4.
A winger nowadays is like much more advanced with very little defensive duties. Like Dan James on the right.
The exact definition of a winger is David Beckham. Up and down the line, crosses. Up and down the line, crosses. Up and down the line, crosses. That's a winger.
I think it was sort of starting from a lower position at right midfield. And when we were attacking, he obviously was more advanced. But I wouldn't say it'd be fair to say he's a winger. I'd say he's definitely more of a right midfielder rather than a right winger. I don't really think we played with wingers unless we weren't playing the 4-4-2.
Yeah, to your mind, United are wingers. Quick,
wing play,
good delivery wingers.
We were sort of wing play, wide play, crossing. Not wingers is more of a modern thing. Aaron says he's not. He played right mid, but wasn't quick, so he's not seen as a winger. Like I would say, it'd be closer.
Beckham was quicker than you think.
It'd be closer. It'd probably be more fair to say Giggs would be closer to a winger. Because his was based more on pace and sort of getting into the box. Beckham was definitely more deep lying, getting like Beckham very rarely hit the byline and crossed it. He was always sort of crossing it from deep or sort of playing it inside. But I think as well we sort of think right, United back in the day 4-4-2. That's all United played. Fergie 4-4-2. I don't think he really did that as much as we think he did. Possibly earlier.
Well, he deployed a 4-3-3 when he needed to. Especially in Europe.
Look at the team we played against Arsenal when we beat them 8-2.
Oh, do you remember that team? Anyway, here's the quote just to ruin end the suspense. So Ferguson's quote is from Manchester Evening News, which is quote Jones.
Well, no, you've ruined it there. Manchester Evening News. Go ahead.
Jones, arguably the way he is looking, could be our best ever player. Ferguson said after winning his and United's last Premier League game, I think Jones may be one of the best players we have ever had, no matter where we play him. No player comparison. Exactly what I thought. Best every
There
United player.
must be a separate quote because I've heard that countless times. There's somebody he was compared to. Like for example, Aaron says he said a different name to me, so
No,
he's
it's
thinking
not.
that was somebody.
I remember it clearly. I remember literally watching it live and going, Jesus, right? But there was no player comparison because you couldn't. Because it would need to be a retired player. That's I appreciate that. We've talked about Robson. We've talked about Duncan Edwards, but he wouldn't have.
Did you
He,
Google
Ferguson quote.
Ferg?
Ferguson Jones quote.
Right, but I'm sure he said more than one thing about bloody Jones.
No, but that is the quote. That's the famous quote.
There's a quote about a player that he compared him to. He obviously didn't just speak to him about him once. Aaron says, Kanchelskis, he says, wrong, Brad. Kanchelskis, Giggs, Valencia at a point, Ronnie G. Best, to name but a few. I wouldn't say George Best is a winger.
Yeah,
Ronnie,
you're right. United are
Ronnie Valencia is a different era than what I'm talking about. Kanchelskis and Giggs. Yeah,
United are famous for wingers. Quick, good delivery.
I would say wing play. I wouldn't say wingers in the modern sense of how you would say it.
But forget the modern sense. Forget the eras.
Well,
It's
we are
just what the
fucking-
position
we're-
is.
Is that my first swear?
Did you say?
I said. I'd say we're in the modern days. So that's what we're talking about. Oh, good cross there from Mason. What do you think about Mason today?
Good.
I think. I think.
What happened to him? I know he had the personal issues and stuff, which is understandable.
There
There he is,
Oh,
Ahmad.
there's big Ahmad.
And it's good to see Brandon as well. What's going to happen to him?
I'd like to see him go out on loan.
Where would you want him to go on loan?
To
No, it would have to
Brentford.
be Prem, I think.
Brighton,
West Brom.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, a good shout.
Not West Brom. I would like to see him at Newcastle. To be fair.
Steve Bruce is hated by the Newcastle fan base, isn't he?
One individual in particular.
Brian.
If you're watching this,
Brian probably is watching this.
he's probably not.
He's got a new sponsorship with Beats, is it?
Who?
Beats. It's pretty good.
It'll be us one day,
Beats,
Marco.
if you're watching.
We only need to do this for another 7 years, and we'll be there.
Well, we've made a good stab at it. First stream.
Mason.
Go on. Aaron's trying to attack again.
The best defensive defender, and a bit redundant, but probably the best defensive defender in the Premier League. Without doubt.
You could probably say he's the best one-on-one defender.
Yeah, I'll rephrase that. Yep, best one-on-one. Name me, if you can, a better one-on-one defender in United's history.
That again?
Name me, if you can, the best, a better one-on-one defender in United history. Phil Jones.
No, there's no. Because Vidic was, he was in trouble against some. One-on-one was probably actually his weakest.
Famously Torres.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and Ferdinand was he was very good one-on-one in the sense that he could read the game and he was quick. But if somebody got up to him and somebody ran at him, I'd fancy the Spider before it had Rio.
The big man Sean Hawkins says, "How much for Lingard?" And then he says, "EYI."
Come on, you irons.
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 Who's the Irons?
West Ham. They do this thing as well.
Like the Hammers.
Look like this here.
Aye, but is that the Hammers?
I don't know why it's the irons, but because suppose hammers are made of iron, aren't they, or whatever? I don't know. Sean will hopefully explain that in a minute. But
yeah, Sean,
small club
give us a history
mentality.
lesson there as to why it's irons and not hammers.
Best thing about Sean is he knows nothing about West Ham. But
and on 1690 says Crouch and Torres had Vidic's number. Probably still do.
Yeah, they probably do.
Chat all the time. Probably have a wee group chat.
If you listen to
in the WhatsApp,
Crouch's podcast, he does get a lot of ex-players on and stuff. So
fair enough.
Probably still in touch.
I'd say probably Rio does with his little Live with Five. Have you ever watched that Rio's podcast?
Yeah, I watched the one with Joel and Steve.
With my twin brother. And Joel, have you heard / seen that their terrible wee intro thing they've got?
You know it's Steve, you know it's Joe, you know it's Rio. 5 with 5. Yeah.
I think doesn't he say the word trio
Yeah,
during
it's the famous trio.
that?
You always
Yeah.
know it's Steve. You know it's Joel. You know
Do
it's
you
Rio.
remember Rio Ferdinand wanted to be a boxer for 15 minutes and we
That's
all
right. I
found
was
out
looking
about
forward
it?
to that. I was getting ready to pay my pay-per-view money and all. And he just bottled it. Speaking of that, that dick arse from YouTube, Jake Paul is fighting this weekend.
Yeah, Ben Askren.
I actually might literally sit up and watch that. Do you know why? Because I've been watching some content on Jake Paul. Obviously, everybody knows who Jake Paul is, and they know he's
It's
Logan's brother.
because you
And
watched True Geordie.
what?
It's only because you watched True Geordie.
No, I got that from.
Did you watch the podcast with him?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I
Yeah.
purposely didn't.
Unfortunately, I did. It was just boring as hell.
Yeah, but I just think he's full of balls. Plus, whenever he was slabbering about McGregor's family and stuff. D Devlin's wife, and you're just like, are they married? Is a fiance?
But to be fair, and Jake Paul actually addressed that in the podcast I'm referring to.
Did he?
He did. He referred.
Did Brian ask him, or did he
I
volunteer?
can't remember, but he referred to the abuse that he was getting for talking about McGregor's family.
Mm.
And to be fair to Jake Paul, who I pretty much detest, sort of said, "Well, hold on a minute. What has McGregor done all his career? Did something he called Khabib's wife a letterbox or something like that. He's fighting old people in a bar, and he said terrible things about other people. So, like, why is what he said about him worse than that?
Because you see, if you're billed to fight somebody, right, and you're in a press conference and you're there to create revenue, and I appreciate what you're going to say that he's trying to get the hype to get the fight, but if you're not in the room with McGregor, you're not billed to fight him, you're not in a contractual agreement, you cannot start slabbering from your stupid
But it's all under the
and
guise
he
of
had the flag
it's
on.
under the guise of entertainment.
Of
It's not
course
like
that is,
it's not
but
like he direct messaged him.
there's
Going,
there's nothing more than I would like for Askren to absolutely
I
knock
don't
the
know.
plums
I don't
clean
know.
out of Jake Paul.
I-
And he
it's-
will. He hopefully will. But I
I
might watch it, but I'm scared to watch it in
You know
case he
what?
doesn't beat him. Because then I'll be very upset.
I think he probably will. Good strike there. Good save by Dave. I think Askren probably. You know what? If I was to bet with you now, I know you're going to go with Askren. I wouldn't be 1,000,000% behind my convictions, but I would go with Jake Paul.
Is
Good
that
play
because
there from Diallo there, back heel. Donny
Mhm.
doesn't get catch on to it there. I would say Jake Paul obviously has. If it was in the octagon, it's no question.
Oh,
You
well,
know,
obviously,
basically it'd be
Jesus
me
Christ.
fighting my daughter. But I think Jake Paul has a lot of experience with boxing. He has a very expensive and experienced background team with him, fighting with the money team. Um, Askren's worst part of his fighting game is the striking. So I think it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think. I think most people want Jake Paul to lose, and so they think he will. I think it's going to be a lot closer. I've actually watched the boxing, the YouTube boxing from its beginnings,
I
and
didn't.
most of them are utter cabbages. But
KSI's right, isn't
he's what?
he? KSI's okay. He's won all his fights, hasn't he? He
He's
beat Logan twice, didn't he? Another boy, what do you call him? Joe
no,
Weller?
he in terms of YouTube, yes, he's undefeated, but
But
he's not
why
a
didn't
boxer.
why didn't JJ take on
SI.
yeah, why didn't KSI take on Jake Paul? I don't
Uh,
understand why that fight didn't happen. That was quite obvious. Surely.
uh,
Brother and all.
there's potential for it to happen, but I think the
Why does KSI get so many followers? What is it gamer, is it?
he's been doing the YouTube stuff for about 15 years or whatever, and became famous as a FIFA YouTuber. Um, no, I don't. I think there's potentially that fight will happen, but I think the YouTube boxing stuff they're trying to get more into the mainstream stuff, so that's why they're trying to involve the likes of Mayweather. Logan Paul was trying is they had a date actually set, Mayweather and Logan Paul to fight.
That's like a heavyweight versus a featherweight. Like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it was an exhibition fight,
I
really.
know, of course, but like
So what Jake, the younger brother, thought was it was like, right, okay, you're getting Mayweather, I'll get McGregor. And then with all the stuff that happened with McGregor and the fact McGregor probably doesn't want to fight him just because it's a bit dopey, he had to get somebody, and Ben Askren up the call.
The fact that Eddie Hearn's getting involved in this shows that there's legs, and I'm up for people
Eddie Hearn
making coin, but
Eddie Hearn was involved from, I think it was the second event that they did. Back to the chat here. Sean Hawkins says low voice equals serious. Low voice equals serious minerals. Is that a work thing?
No, it's just if you have minerals, it's like having balls. No, you have no minerals.
Anon 1690 says thoughts on fantasy tipsters. I think we'll answer that once you announce who you are, because I don't like talking to anonymous people with
strange dates.
With a strange date there.
Oh man, go on, son.
Ahmad there.
Go on.
Should be clean through. I think he probably got. I think he got the ball there. I think he got the ball. He must have.
Come on, got the ball. Are you out of your mind?
I think he got a wee toe to it there.
Fantasy tipsters, just briefly on that nonsense. Never use them. If you use them, you're a sellout. Next question.
And furthermore, to add to that, because I fully agree with what you're saying, I have no idea what they are. Sean Hawkins, yes, but he's going to the best club in the world. Good save there from straight at him, but keeps the ball out there nearly.
You know what? Somebody like Lucas Fabianski would have threw that
was
in.
Nearly on there, really up for an exciting finale there. But
come on ahead, Donny.
Donny spreads it wide.
Look at John Mata full sprint.
Juan Mata actually looks like he's running backwards. Brings it back on his left foot.
Go on, John.
Nobody available. Della is advancing, looking for the ball. Juan Mata in there with it's a goal.
It's Mata's. He had the hand up.
It's a goal, but it will be. It will be an own goal. Vallejo.
I was so funny because I was about to say, imagine Mata in the last every game at Old Trafford scores a goddamn header.
Della looks up, looks at all the options in the box and hits it towards Juan Mata for a header. Fantastic. Juan Mata assist then? No, it'll be a pre-assist. Tellez looks up, right, Mata, that's the man.
It's good run, actually.
Definitely an own goal there, but sure, we'll take it. Let's have a see. Does he get a touch? He doesn't touch it. Vallejo.
Sean says, yeah, but we're going to the best club in the world, right?
Who's he referring to?
To West Ham.
But who's he?
Talk about Lingard.
Ready there?
Temporarily. Current first team. Oh, he's talking about is the favourite player. Favorite player, current first team for me. He's going to say Victor Lindelof because he's got some weird agenda thing. But mine's Fernandes because he's world class. He's our on the pitch captain, and his stats, his numbers are superb.
Oh, hold on! Stop talking about Bruno. Something more important's happened here. Victor Lindelof has been assaulted on the pitch here. There should be a court summons coming for whoever did this to him, but he has pulled up here injured. This could be the end of the season. So if this goes as badly as I predict that it's going to happen, we probably see you next year. So I hope you enjoyed the stream, guys. And here comes the fantastic tackle here that Mark doesn't believe that was a tackle. See, there you go. He got the ball.
I don't think he did.
He did. He got the ball. He got the ball of his ankle.
Got the ball. I got the ball ankle first. Ankle only. Bruce doing jokes there about Victor being the best. He doesn't mean that. Who is your favorite player in the squad?
Oh, quite obviously Bruno.
Right.
There's nobody that actually watches United that could say otherwise. Although it's not very popular to say, but he's been pretty poor the last month or so.
Yeah, but the numbers are still piling up, and I get that. You're right, and it's fine. I'm happy enough.
The numbers are rightly slowed down.
But it kind of works because not works. It's obviously would rather Bruno was on form, of course. But it's nearly as if they work in tandem, Paul and Bruno. Like if Bruno's not playing well, Paul sort of steps up, vice versa. It's kind of worked that way, probably unintentionally.
I'd say even when Paul was out with and without, or when Bruno was playing with or without Paul, before Paul came back, I think Bruno had already started his decline.
That's true.
I don't really think it's much to do with him. I'm not sure.
I don't think there's no correlation at all, but it just seems to happen that way.
The correlation could be in that our attack has been very poor. In general, like who's been good? Like Rashford has been hobbling along. He's been putting goals and assists on the board, but he hasn't been fantastic. Martial obviously has been terrible. Cavani's been in and out of the team. Oh, it's a good ball through. He must have thought he was offside there. Diallo.
I'll do this.
Diallo looks very exciting. I'd love to see more of him.
Does he
And
though?
that's game over. 2-0, 4-0 in aggregate.
2-0,
That's
4-0
us through.
Ajax.
It was last I seen was 1 each, Roma and Ajax.
Yeah, let us know
Be
what the hell's
interesting to
happening there.
Was it 1 each in the first half? In the first leg? 1
Couldn't
each,
even tell you. I didn't even realize they were in our side of the draw. I forgot about that.
Yeah, no. Roma were 1-0 up away in the first leg.
I have the comments going there, Brood.
Sean says, first time you read that, Aaron says, FFS, lads. I don't know what that must be a strange code he's got
Like
going here.
this.
Talk football. Anyway, Sean Hawkins, if Ollie wasn't manager, who would you want and why?
Can you get Fergie?
Managers that are still in the game. Hudson.
That's a good question. Right now, I wouldn't want actually anybody.
Do you know who would be interesting?
Diego Simeone.
No, I said interesting. Who would be interesting would be
Andre Villas-Boas.
2-1 Roma in the first leg. How did it finish, James? Aaron says Poch. John Hawkins says, surprised you didn't show us a picture of your hand on his back.
Private joke there with Sean. While he's taking the piss one time, the time that I got a photo with Johnny Saxon at the Aviva Stadium, Six Nations against England, there's a photo of me patting his back, and he loves it. The private joke had to broadcast it. There you go, Sean. There's your shout out. Come on.
Not as bad as when you met Carter Frampton.
I've never met Carl from.
There's a picture of you with Carter Frampton. Standard, and you're doing that.
At the Standard, is that you? I forgot you'd done that.
What were we talking
What was
about?
he doing at the Standard? Was
What
he
was he
actually
doing?
there?
Of course. Or was it? Yeah, no, it was the Standard. It was Halloween.
Right, that doesn't explain why he's
I
there.
was dressed as an absolute tit.
An actual tit and a tit holder.
I was a dude.
What were we talking about there? Oh, the manager. That's tough. That.
Who would be interesting? I don't mean who I want, but who would be very interesting to see what he would do with this squad would be Bielsa.
Yeah.
It'd be really interesting because I think we would get
Yeah.
very exciting football, but we wouldn't get any success. I think
It's probably a good
I
shout.
think the two you said Simeone there is a bit of banter. I think like those are the two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I think Simeone you'd be
Opposite, like.
you'd be turning your plum hairs out, and then Bielsa would be exciting, but you'd win nothing. But you'd probably win something with 4-0 finish there with Arsenal versus.
Jesus,
Slavia Prague.
I
That's
didn't
Arsenal
expect that
3.
at all.
No, of course.
No, I really didn't, because the way they come back and the way that they get the pressure on it at home, I thought it was going to be a really edgy game for them, and it wasn't. So, that doesn't matter. Still Arsenal. There's no threat. In fact, I don't even see them as any sort of competition, and this will get played back and hopefully clipped up when I'm famous. But I don't see. Yeah, Roma, no problem.
James says, "There we go, Roma next round." At home first leg, would you rather be at home or away first leg?
Rather be away, get your away goals and get home. Park a bus.
I think I said this before in the lost annals of the UTD Fan TV channel, and back in the old days, a couple of days ago, I had said that I think I would rather get home first leg because I think that adds more excitement in the second leg.
Because you can get wiggles.
Because, say, for example, we lose 1-0 or something. Because you're forced to go out and try and score goals.
Yeah.
Understand me?
Well, yeah.
If you're away and you lose one, like if you lose 1-0 away first leg, then it's going to be cagey because then you've got to score 3.
Yeah, but it's if you're talking about the advantage is to be at home first, because you want to, if you can keep a clean sheet.
Wasn't my question. I said, would you rather? Than say, what's
Well, I'm assuming when they're asking the question, are you asking this or
I
did they
asked
ask
the
it?
question.
Well, I'm assuming that would you rather would mean
Yeah, I don't mean
with the
hold on.
purpose of would you rather because you want to get through? What's easier? How where's the advantage to get through? What would you rather than excitement levels or whatever? See the manager question, but we need to cover that. I think Bielsa's a great shout.
I don't think so. I think
No, but it's an interesting shout. It's not the usual
well,
bullshit. I think it's good.
that's why I say it. I don't think it would be my choice, but I think it would be very interesting to see what would happen if we had Bielsa.
But nobody excites me.
Aaron says, "Stop the clock! I already beat you to it." Yo.
Nobody excites me at all.
Who? No, but right. So answer it this way: who would be the best manager for United to get if we got rid of Ollie? Who do you think? I don't like the idea of Poch. I
No, I
never
don't like it
really
either.
truly wanted Poch.
I didn't like it either. It wasn't on my radar. It wasn't on my wish list. I wasn't hoping for it whenever it was touted. That's a good question, Sean.
And then when you had the whole the hype around Tuchel, and then Ollie put a stop to that. Same with
Do you know what? I'll go all out and say I would probably want Guardiola for pure and
get
utter.
out of my house.
No, I know. Yeah, City and all, but honestly, if you're not if you're putting allegiances to one side, you're just talking about the manager and the skill set and the track record. You can't go past Guardiola. The only person in history that comes up against him, who beats him, is Fergie. Who comes up against him closely is
I wouldn't say the only person.
well Brian Clough, right? You've got Wenger in the early
Probably
days.
is.
You've got yeah, well he was. He's known as. He's seen as.
James Stanley there was a good shade Zidane.
I wouldn't take Zidane.
I wanted Zidane before Ollie was made permanent.
Nah. I think he's a pudding.
Do you know who's a bit?
Hey,
Ollie.
I'm not getting into this debate.
Why not?
It's too early in our career. Look at those fears. They just not rocketed straight down.
I don't know. Well, it was
Who's still here? Anybody still here? We're about to do the main event here. We're going to critique Ollie's post-match.
we missed out our section. Rich,
I tried to do a couple earlier.
while you were here by yourself.
Oh, yeah, because you're away, like, doing Ireland or something.
John's on the aisle fishing rod says, imagine asking us to ask questions and not even answering them. I think we've answered all of them.
So you'll get your plums knocked straight up and down the street. What about that for an idea? I would take Guardiola and he would take Bielsa as a banter.
That's not really our answer, though, is it?
I would take Guardiola because there's nobody else. I think Zidane's a pudding. I think Simeone is
so
too defensive.
hold on,
I think
right.
Tuchel,
Let's
Tuchel,
make
whatever you want to
this
call him, is a
interesting.
pudding.
Let's make it interesting, right? If you're saying you take Guardiola, forget he doesn't exist. Would you take Klopp?
Yeah.
So same lines, taking away all loyalties and whatnot. You just take.
Right. So who are the best managers in the world right now? Guardiola and Klopp. Right. So if you're talking on pure skill set, track record, immediate impact, it's going to be one of those two, right?
Well, would you say Guardiola and Klopp make instant impacts at clubs? Klopp doesn't.
Well,
Did make an instant impact at Liverpool. Do you not remember how terrible it went?
Well, depends what you mean by impact. I'm talking about like they would get a plan and they would stick with it early, and there would be success. As in, there wouldn't
I'll
be all
remind
this
you
chopping and changing and bullshitting about like Mourinho did,
I'll
or like
remind you
what
the
Van
phrase
Gaal
you
did.
used was instant impact.
I think there would. I think there would be because I think I don't think I back Ollie 100%, and I would love nothing more apart from asking him to beat Jake Paul is Ollie to do well and win things and get us back. It would be such a fuck you to everybody.
I'll just give you 5 seconds here to take that back. But you'd rather Oscar beats Jake Paul than Ollie to do well at United.
What a joke.
Well, just now's your chance.
Yeah, I'd rather Ollie was the win thing. But wouldn't it be so look great though?
Here's the results: 2-0 Granada, United 3, 4-0 on aggregate. Roma 1 each. Roma go through 3-2 on aggregate. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 4, Arsenal 3-5-1 on aggregate. Villarreal 2, Dinamo Zagreb 1, Villarreal go through 3-1 on aggregate. That means
Arsenal
Man United
final.
play Roma In the semi-final, Arsenal will play Villarreal. So United, if they go through the next round, either play Arsenal or Villarreal. Who do you think we're playing in the final if we get so far? Mark Downey, take it over.
Arsenal and United final.
I'd be
Do you know
very
what? Rome was a problem because we haven't beaten them in a while since the last time we played them. Beat them 7-1, right enough, but it was 13. It was 14 years ago.
We haven't beat them since the last time we played them.
No, I mean, no,
And we haven't scored against them.
No,
except
I know
for
that.
the time
Yeah,
that
what
we
I'm
played
saying
them
is
last time. and it was
we've got
7-1.
recent history of going to Ajax and turning them over. You know, whereas Roma's like an unknown prospect at the minute. It is.
Somebody clip that up.
I haven't beat them since the last time we beat them.
We haven't beat them since the last time we played them. We beat them 7-1. Cabbage.
Oh, who scored a hat trick in that game?
Do you know who scored some absolute screen balls?
Carrick.
Aye. Somebody very obscure scored the hat trick. Oh no! Hold on. Hold the phone. Ashley Young didn't score the hat trick.
Didn't play for us then.
What do you think about him? Do you think he's a good player? There's somebody very obscure scored the hat trick. I remember Carrick's absolute pingling. Where's Brown?
Might have been your favorite player of all time.
Victor Lindelof. It was Lindelof too. You're right.
There's a captain talking. Be good just to have done with it and just give him the armband, wouldn't it?
Do you know what I'm thinking about? The 8-2 Arsenal.
That's young.
Scored 2 scream balls. That's what I'm thinking about.
We need a hat trick out there as well.
Sean Hawkins said
Who scored
Jesus.
first on that day?
Sean Hawkins said Jesus. He says he thinks Jesus scored the hat trick in that game.
Sean Hawkins.
He did only get a brace.
Sean Hawkins doesn't know his arse from his elbow, God love him.
Not even a notion.
We fell at Sports West Ham and he's
Is that a diss at Jesus?
I don't know.
He's saying Jesus doesn't have a notion.
Aye, strange guy, wee Sean. He's English, like God love him.
He's English. Oh well. Welcome. Everyone's welcome. One and all.
So are we watching ourselves still? Is it just us and James?
Could well be. No, not James, Sean. Me and Seansy. You can't have watched West Ham play recently.
I kind of
There must be a
watched it with my own eyes.
Don't know. He's obviously referring to our answer to a West Ham related question, but we haven't spoken about them for about 10 minutes. This guy's got a West Ham agenda.
Aye.
He's talking about Rice. I don't even think that was this game. Rice isn't going anywhere.
I think the fact that Lampard was sacked to Chelsea might help you with that, because I think he was next on his list, but don't know what Tommy Tuchel's going to do.
I most definitely think Rice is on his way somewhere.
He needs to do the bigger thing is Kane. You know, that's the more exciting conversation. I think he would suit United. I don't think we've got the balls for it though.
I think he goes abroad.
I don't think he goes abroad. I think it's the balls go abroad. I think he'll want to stay in England. I think he'll want to get the Premier League record. I think he'll want to win the Premier League. And
I think Kane's probably going to think, right, wherever I go, I definitely want to win a league title, and I want to have a very good chance of winning Champions League. If he picks somewhere to go in England to win a champion or a league title, his first thought's probably going to be City. I don't think City's going to go for him. I think he's too high profile for City. I don't think they particularly go for big signings.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it's kind of a bit of a lottery. Chelsea are looking good, United, but may get to the point next year. Liverpool, obviously, with that sort of potential. If he goes to the likes of Barcelona or Real Madrid, I think it's kind of like 50-50. You're going to win. But if you add Kane to one of those teams, it's a lot more than 50-50.
It brings chance with him.
Exactly. Like if he goes to Real Madrid, they're favourites. If he goes to Barca, they're favourites. If he goes to Bayern, you win the league anyway. If you go to PSG, you win the league anyway.
Controversially, though, I think he would crash and burn in Spain. I just think he needs that hustle and bustle. He needs that 100-mile-an-hour football to be effective? I
I'm not sure
think
he
so.
does. I'm not sure he does.
Uh,
I just think the reason that he's leaving Spurs is he wants to win something. It's all right being a class player and being remembered now, but players that win absolutely nothing and just have a good scoring record don't get remembered that well.
mm,
Like Shearer, if he had no literally broke records and stuff, we wouldn't be talking about him. Like if he had, you know, it's obviously easy to say if he had less goals, but if you know what I mean. Like if he didn't have a ridiculous amount of goals, he wouldn't be remembered because he didn't win anything. He's only remembered because he scored so many. If you know what I mean? Like there's lots of class players that are remembered didn't score that much but won loads of stuff.
yeah, but what I'm kind of saying is, you see, we think about it, right? Logically, right? And this is on the proviso that United had a set of balls, right? And Judge and Edward and the rest of the boys could actually do something, right? And the Glazers released the funds. If you look at the top four or top six, right? So he's not going to go to Leicester. He's not going to go to Arsenal, for obvious reason. He probably can't go to Chelsea either because they're losing to Tottenham, right? So that leaves you with Liverpool, City, and United, right? City typically going, well, obviously they've got the most money out of all of them, but are they going to spend 100 million plus? Probably not. Liverpool don't have the financial nous, I don't think, to buy a Kane. And I don't think it suits their system either. So it would be a post Klopp signing, maybe, but not a Klopp signing. And there's the big, dirty United left. Massive club, straight in the team, massive fan base, no problem with wages, no problem with a fee,
There's one big hitch.
with no balls.
No. Where does he go? Like where does he want to go? I don't think he wants to come to United, and I don't want to get my hopes up into it. Sean
No, but yeah,
Hawkins,
that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, let's not get hopes up. But I think that's logically, like, if you by process of elimination, if we had the balls, we'd probably be in pole position Premier League wise.
I don't even think if we had the plums, we obviously got the money. I don't even think if we have the plums that he'll come to us. I think he'd rather go abroad and actually win something. Sean Hawkins says, I'm in the hospital here, so the Wi-Fi is shocking.
Do these boys even read the comments? Never answered the manager question. That wee fella's lost his marbles. God love him.
He's baiting you.
Somebody ring somebody around, get his marbles, get a wee lost and found poster up for him.
Somebody hit the hospital and unplugged the router there. The manager, right? Let's give us all an answer.
Holy shit, Guardiola!
That can't be your real answer.
It is.
You're not allowed to say.
I'm talking about quality of manager. I'm not talking about allegiances. I'm not talking about do I like him. I'm not talking about do I want them. I'm talking about if I had to pick a manager, because who I want is Ollie.
That's what the question is. If you didn't have Ollie, who would you want?
Klopp. No, right enough. I think honestly, like, it would have been Klopp.
James says they are late to the comments, but they have answered the manager question. It might just be your connection. Well, that's fair because
We actually have
he
covered
was
that.
talking about the race thing about half an hour
Yeah,
after it actually happened. So James, you're maybe onto something there.
good man, Jim, for keeping us right there. More importantly, James, what about the crisps anyway? What flavour are you dealing with? What was the last flavour of crisp you had?
More than that, what manager would you pick?
Eddie High,
Who would you want? The word "want" if you didn't have Ollie.
Allegri. That's not a bad
Allegri's a
shite.
Allegri's a shite.
It's not a shite.
Why not?
He's a pudding.
Based on what?
He's just a wee pudding, but
Well,
isn't
he's
he?
got a lovely fluffy base and a lovely crispy centre.
He's a pudding. What about David Moyes' form? We did terrible, terrible bad things to David Moyes. God love him.
Who did? No, they're talking about
Manchester
Kamara
United,
here.
PLC.
Let's actually watch some of this football here, shall we? Good tracking back there from Ed. Ed always has great work ethic.
He does. Serious, but a bit of passion about him as well.
Club goals, 37 out of 117 for Palermo is not great. Napoli made his name 138. PSG obviously very good. 9 out of 30 for United. Yeah, that doesn't seem. He seems like he's got more, but I think it's mainly because of how important the goals he did get were.
Yeah. He's about to surpass my prediction for him. So he's proven me wrong. I said on the United chat when he signed that I'd be shocked if he was to score over 10 goals for us in his United career. And he's sitting on 9. So he's probably going to shock me, I'd imagine.
That's shocking. James Darley says, far 500 million at Pep, he might do okay.
That's a good point as well. James, he needs a dough, and we have the dough, but we'll not release it.
He also says barbecue hula hoops was my last bag of crisps. Not
Interesting.
really the question. Jimbo.
Interesting. The barbecue hula hoops, because I
don't recall that being your question.
My question? No, I said was the last. I said, what's the last crisp you've had? And
That's
he's went
not
and
correct.
he's went and
Apologies, James.
answered that very effectively.
You can come
He's
round
given
and
us the
check me out,
flavour.
James.
He's given us the brand. Both of those things he's given us. I'm happy with the answer. Interesting as well. Did you? Is it? Do you mean what?
You didn't mess it up like you with the Roma thing.
No. James, are you talking
Alright,
about
alright,
barbecue
that's
beef,
absolutely
or
shocking.
is there like a barbecue flavour hula hoops? Because if there is, I'm not aware of those.
The last hula hoops I had, I remember there was distinctly a lack of flavour. They were more crunch and crispness.
Those salt and vinegar ones aren't too bad. You know, when you fire them on the things, no?
The most flavours and crisps have to be hunky dories. They're the ones that just, pack a full on punch. I'm very disappointed there's been no answers to the biscuit question.
Oh, Sean said hobnob earlier, about an hour ago.
Why do you have to say that?
What?
Now he's right. So James Donnelly says barbecue hula hoops was the last bag of crisps, and that's the last comment that was made.
Yeah, nobody else. Why is nobody commenting?
else
I
has
wish
been-
somebody would ask us something like.
I know.
We
We just need something to answer. Like, what even is that? We can't even answer that.
We could talk about something like the top four or relegation or that sort of top bottom battle.
Here's a question for you, since we're not getting any from the comments. If Ollie wasn't our manager, who would you pick?
Right. So say Wood were to come in here right now into this room, was like, right, lads, you just need to pick a manager. We're going to sack Ollie after the game on Sunday against Burnley.
Definitely Guardiola. Next.
You looking for that player that fucking Fergie had?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to do that. What about the City quadruple, Mark? Absolute third, isn't it? That way you want Guardiola.
The City quadruple is genuinely causing me like proper concern now, to the point where I think it's more likely than it isn't. To the point where it could ruin everything.
Let's break it down a wee bit. They've obviously won the Premier League.
Yeah.
They've beat Spurs.
Well, no, if we put it on together and they lose all their games, calling it right now. Remember this, clip this up.
James Donnelly here with the fourth comment in a row. There's definitely no comment in between all four comments. He says, I beef it is.
I beef, good man. Yeah, I was wondering, getting worried about that, because I was thinking if barbecue hula hoops had got past me.
Let's break it down somewhat.
Prediction just from United Fan TV. We're going to win the league this year. Still hope. Sorry.
That's not this channel. This is UTD Fan TV.
He keeps saying UTD. Obviously, that's United Fan TV.
Yeah, but
don't worry about him. He knows little about little. UTD. So what?
So City, they've won the league, obviously.
Yeah.
They
have as well.
They've beat Spurs.
Yes.
In the final, which I don't think it's just won that.
No, they have.
I think Jose can pull off banker here and there.
But he's getting master classes.
The other
2% of the time now.
The other cup, what's their road to the trophy?
So they've got is it Everton? Everton on Saturday, I think. And no, I think they actually it's Everton. No, Everton have got Southampton, haven't they?
Saturday. FA Cup is Chelsea and Man City.
Yeah, so Everton, Southampton, and Chelsea, Man City. So look, you'd like I would rather Chelsea won a double from here than City even won the Champions League. I'd rather Chelsea won the Champions League and the FA Cup. So they got, in fact, you know what? City can take the domestic treble all they want. They can enjoy it, and I'll not even bat an eyelid. It's if they win. My first problem is if they win the Champions League, I'm going to be very upset. If they win a Champions League and additional trophies, I'll not be that much more upset. But if they win the treble or the quadruple, it'll be a genuine tragedy.
Tell me this, right? Say they just win. Forget that they're going to win the Premier League. Say they just win the Champions League. Is
Very
it
upset.
is it worse than Liverpool winning the league last year?
No,
Now that I said that out loud, I don't think
no,
it's not far off. To be
no.
fair, they're both very
But
upsetting.
the thing is, like, Liverpool are a big club. City are not. That's an issue for me personally.
Let's read this.
Here comes some
this
nonsense on platform
headline for the
3.
news. Sir Alex Ferguson once said Phil Jones. Nope, wrong one.
Oh.
Manchester United defender Phil Jones discusses Duncan Edwards comparison.
Oh, so
I did get it. I
so
got it right.
so
and I got the
no, hang
name
on, hang on.
of the
So
player right.
no,
Aaron,
so
if you're still
that's
watching this, you're a plumhead.
that's Phil Jones discussing a comparison. So who's made the
He's
comparison?
discussing the comparison.
So
but the
yeah, so
comparison
check
was
out
made
who's
in the
check
absolute
check
truth.
who's made the comparison that Phil Jones is discussing.
Alex Ferguson.
Alex Ferguson could be the best United player ever. Yep. Where was the? Show me the Duncan Edwards comparison from Fergie there. Was there a premature celebration?
Well, you seen the title, so
So Phil Jones compared himself to Duncan Edwards.
no, it's Paddy Crerand.
Who?
Ferguson.
Aye. Clip it up.
Clip one up.
You going? What? See, what? Don't you? Oh, you know.
Gonna have massive outcry at what happened.
Mm.
So we need to learn like when to just cut this off. What you do really is we should have a plan for when the match ends.
Yeah, like a player rating and then
and then we'll do like a video. We
Yeah.
could even do a live one and get James and Sean. It's quite funny to say like we're talking to James and Sean here, but it's not James and Sean.
Yeah, but
James and Sean, what we could do in future, anybody who's still watching at this point, we could get the guys on onto the street yard and have a wee chat with them, do a little live with the adoring fans.
Depends
potentially in the future.
Who has the balls for it though?
James, have you any plums? You want to do it? Johnsy, any chance? You up for it?
Sean wouldn't have the stones to do it.
So while they're waiting the answer, I'll ask you a wee question. Do you have what's your prediction for the top four?
Top four, City, United, obviously.
James, let us know in the comments what's your top four predictions.
I think Leicester might bottle it. I honestly think it's going to be City, United, Liverpool, and West Ham.
No chance Liverpool get third.
I think they might. Sorry, no, all the way around. Sorry, West Ham and then Liverpool.
James Donnelly says, "I'm off, boys. Looking forward to the Jake Paul fight stream."
Yes, we're doing that.
Plums. What's that Saturday night?
Saturday night, 3 a.m. See you there.
See, we'll not be doing 2 days.
No balls. Don't worry about it.
We're doing the Burnley game.
Burnley game on Sunday. I'll only be there for the second half. So if you want to tune in after the first half,
for the first half will be entertaining, then you can come and ruin it.
Yeah.
James Donnelly also says, when West Ham play United, I'll make an appearance.
Fair enough. So you're waiting the next season.
Says West Ham for fourth cert.
I think they might hit third, Sean. Seriously, based on I know it's obviously
it's James.
Sean.
No, Sean hasn't had to comment in ages.
I worry. Sean, are you still watching?
That's James. James says West Ham for fourth cert.
I
don't know why. James, I thought you supported United.
Yeah, James, what are you talking about West Ham for? I think West Ham, based on the
Sean, if you're still watching, hope the Wi-Fi makes a healthy recovery.
It'll be like 7 a.m. It'll be like
well, that is the biggest God.
That's a live YouTube God
recorded.
God,
2-man joint effort.
That's me, not James. And I even went off tangent, Sean, and he had to pull me back.
Look at him there blaming the chat now.
Oh,
here's a bit of scrapping there.
I thought that was Tejan Menji. Who was that?
Who is that?
Who is your boy Menji? Menji. Who was that defender? Is it him?
What does it say when you think somebody's having a stroke? The face,
face, ace, arse.
I
Ring a
think you might
calf's
be having-
quick.
I think you might be having a stroke. Is that Ted Mungy? I'm gonna go. Hey, who? Ted Mungy.
What were you chatting about there? Oh,
And James was talking about West Ham top 4.
James, what do you mean?
What's wrong with the chat?
What's wrong with the chat, James? James, you all right? Why? What do you mean you've no idea?
I bet you there's one. Whoever this other one person is probably like
Us.
in Southern. One of them's us. One of them's James. Sean's gone long ago.
I'm worried,
And
Sean.
there's one punter from somebody's left. Oh, that must be James.
That's James's way. Good night,
See you
James.
there, James. And he probably still put something else in the chat because he's that good.
Keeps doing
It's just us. Sean's had enough.
that.
But we'll pretend that's not us, and they'll finish my sentence. There's probably one punter in southeastern, like Albania or Qatar or something, just sitting there watching us, like just going.
Have you ever stumbled across a random live? I have never done that.
I have, yeah.
Have you? Like a random, like wee small one like this?
Yeah.
Like we're just two punters or something?
Yeah, you click off immediately.
We've got another. Who's that? I wonder, is that Sean back? Sean, is that you?
That was probably his Wi-Fi.
Mm.
Dipping out. I would say there's probably been upwards of 10 people that have came on to our live stream and listened to this absolute utter nonsense that's non-football related whatsoever, and then what am I doing here, and just clicked off. For sure.
Fair enough.
Even though all this effort I've put in, and you even were slightly on time, and you've got nothing to show from it. It's terrible.
James Donnelly said, I had a brain operation 3 weeks ago, which was less complicated than this chat. James, what happened to you, man? You all right?
I don't see what's complicated about it. James is the only one chatting here.
Aye. James, you gonna come on Sunday? The Burnley game?
This might not be fair.
Yeah, probably not.
This might be.
Aye, Sean, we know what you're winding you up. We've been
sure.
winding you up for a long time. We know it's you, and
It's
your name comes up.
It's because you're slobbering about us not answering the comments.
So we started then to
ignore you
because we're hilarious.
He says it's Sean, not James. I feel bad now.
Sean, we know it's you, mate. We're winding you up. We're pretending you're James. Right, he says.
We've been doing it for about 10 minutes.
There's Paul the Beal Pogba. It'd be nice if he signed a new contract and just stayed and fucked up.
I feel terrible.
Why? Wind James or Sean up?
Wind down Sean up.
He's our only bloody fear.
I know, but he's done well for us. He's asked.
Yeah, he's done well for us, Sean. Don't put off doing this again because you've asked some good questions there. Keep just going. And you'll remember whenever we're hitting ourselves.
I still haven't answered the manager question.
Well, you gave Bielsa, didn't you?
I said it'd be interesting. That's not who I would want. That is the problem as to why a lot of people weren't Ollie out when they possibly could have been.
Yeah,
there's no who you getting in.
I was in that boat for a while, where I was happy enough to be given a good alternative, and I didn't see it out there. Pochettino was floated about. There's something about Poch that I just have an issue with. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't excite me or something. I don't know what it is. I was going to say, is he too nice? But Jesus, you couldn't find anybody nicer than Ollie.
Too nice, Poch?
Aye, he's a bit nice.
I don't know if I would say too nice is a fair thing to say. Just doing a bit of admin here, testing it a wee bit because I think Sean's away. I think he's away in the half. Text him here and say. Well, I think it's about time that we wrap this up. Marcus, Stonis, what do you think?
Yeah, good result. Good first stream. Hopefully we can keep this. We haven't done anything. We haven't made any boo-boos, have we?
No, I think it's just about time now that you give my full name, address, national insurance number, email address, PIN code to my phone. Anything else you want to give out this time?
Dick size.
What a great mathematics banter. Let's end it at that. See you later. Cheerio. Don't know where the end stream button is, so I'm going to keep going.
You'll find
Thanks
it.
for
Good
all the
luck. Come
comments,
on,
James.
quick.
Sean, make sure you come in next time. You've been very quiet this
Cheers to
time.
the question,
See you later.
guys.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Dublin.
Toodaloo now.
Don't know why I said Dublin. Goodbye.
See ya.
Penis.